Hello everybody, welcome to 5 Idiots, the new glorious series. Let's have the intro.
Good afternoon, and welcome to 5 Idiots. I am Purple Chest, a major deity within the campaign, and your narrator for this introduction. Allow me to introduce our cast members for this chapter. Jimmy Fantastic will be playing Daka, a human variant fighter specializing in ranged weaponry. He is a member of the Grey, a city-state sponsored police force that assists regional governments in the apprehension of criminals, and if necessary, the application of both the judicial system and punishment issued. Dimmy G will be playing Dmitriov, a human fighter specializing in the wood axe. He is an honorably discharged member of the local military and served as captain of a quick reaction force on horseback. He is searching for the next stage of his empty life after his discharge. Daedalquist will be playing Flaggelschnapp, a goblin sorcerer from the mountains to the east. He is unique amongst his goblin peers in his ability to touch the wild magic, and is searching to tap further into his powers. Eliod will be playing, Eliod, a gnome priest of the life domain. He worships the chief engineer and is a valued member of the Vine, a gnomish artisan guild that focuses on the match between machinery and the proper use of metals therein. As we join our intrepid adventurers, they are in the city offices of Kalorn, the magistrate for the town of Victor. Kalorn has requested the assistance of Daka and has called for his specific talents in a local issue. Let's join them.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Right. Take it away, Jack Bull.
Special thanks to PC for that. Recorded that for us over the week, gentlemen, as a special surprise to y'all. I thought it'd be very appropriate to have one of the major deities of our universe kind of act as narrator on rare occasion.
Glorious.
For reference, Elliot, you weren't with us. The Victa is the town that the party will be playing out of. Some 5 years earlier, some of our players, as well as some of our audience, may remember the heroes of Victa, the 4 halflings that returned the baby to Victa via the North Road. So for your reference, this is actually 5 years after those events. Gentlemen, you stand in the office of Kalon the Turd. Kalon, don't laugh too hard, Jimmy. Kalon the Turd. He is the magistrate for Victa and oversees any law enforcement.
So good.
Oversees any law enforcement and anything that may need the use of the law, obviously. Jimmy, if you'd like to go to the map screen, you can see a picture of Kalon there before you.
Glorious.
You can do it on my share screen, in fact.
Yeah, there we go.
So you see Kalon is a strapping young lad, bald shaven, seriously cropped short goatee, wearing a large uniform, obviously. I mean, one of the most Irish of lads available to us, and this looks exactly like him, right?
Exactly, yep.
Exactly like him.
Yep.
So he calls you into his office, and he's got an issue, right? And Daka, you being part of the Grey, being being a police arm of the local area. You've worked for Kalon before. You've done some side jobs for him, some small stuff. You're kind of the one that he kind of relies upon if he needs to keep things kind of brushed under a rug or two. And he calls you into his office and he's asked you to bring Dmitriov in with him. And as you remember, you and Dmitriev traveled the North Road. As you were heading into Victa, you struck up a soft friendship and have kind of kept in touch since then. Next to you in the office, you see a small gnome lad by the name of Eliod. Eliod was asked to come here specifically also by Kalon. He has done some side work for Kalon as well. Eliod being of the gnomish background and very inquisitive. He is also a healer of some very small renown. Who, whenever there is something that needs to get done from a healing standpoint, we don't want anybody to know how somebody may have gotten injured, what the injuries were, so on and so forth. They relied on Elliot to come in and kind of take care of things. It's built up his reputation a little bit, somewhat to his chagrin, because on rare occasion, Elliot he kind of second guesses himself, we'll say. Also, you see before you a small goblin named Flarglesnarp. Now, one of the local members of the order, the magical users, Oriolensis, also known as the country wizard, has asked Kalon specifically to send Flarglesnarp on this mission with them. He feels, of course, that there is some benefit to having a member of the order along with your party. So Kalon looks over at what are you laughing at, Dim? Kalon looks over at the four of you and says, "Okay, so I've got a little bit of a history lesson for you all. So there's a location north of us, about 2 days walk, in fact, that there's a crossroads, and there's a location that was called Tillic Manor. Tillic Manor, some 30 years ago, was a bit of a quandary for us. There were two folks, the Tillics, who purchased the land, went out there, started a ranch, started some farming operations, were looking to make a name for themselves, supplying foodstuffs, supplying livestock to Victa specifically. They found a location. They made the best of it over that time. They had 3 beautiful daughters. And over the next 15, 20 years, they had done very, very well for themselves. They were one of the main exporters into Victa of whether it be livestock or whether it's crops, leather goods, in some cases wood for furniture and or the construction of some of our locations here. And they had done really, really well for themselves. They had done so well, in fact, that they were starting to draw in other local families who would then go to work for them, would get free locations at the farm areas. And as payment for that, they would then sell their goods to the Tillics. The Tillics would then flip them for a profit to whomever they were exporting to. It's a very good operation all the way around. Very well known for, again, the quality of their meats, the quality of their vegetables. Somewhere around 15 years ago, right before when Kalon II, my father, was actually in this job, we started to see some disappearances along the North Road. The North Road, as you know, is the main road that travels north to Full Point from Victa, and it's a major trade route, not to mention just a route of travel for individuals relocating. And at first it would be, such and such an individual was traveling down to Victa, and they would never arrive. Somebody would reach out to try to find out if their family member was there, and there was no word of them. Then it would be a small caravan. Then it would be people traveling north. It was few and far between at first, but it started to become a real issue. People were reporting things like large... who knows how honest this is, right? This is all just conjecture, but large animals along the roads. When this type of things happen, people's minds tend to run, right? But nonetheless, these disappearances did started to happen. Pretty soon, we actually start to see disappearances from the families within Tillic Manor themselves. So not the Tillics themselves, but the folks who were gone there, the families who had gone there to work for them. And this started to put a big cramp in their production because you had families who were now moving away, right? So this caused a little bit of a rift in the Tillics, and at that point, somewhere along that time frame, and I don't know exactly when, nobody really does, the husband and the 3 daughters disappeared. There's rumored that they went back north to Full Point to make their own life. Lady Laura, she decided to stay behind. She was not going to see this thing fall apart. She hired hunters. She hired trappers. She even came into town looking for my father's help, and unfortunately, we just don't have the police force to send north that far to try to assist in things like that. That's their issue. Well, after several years of this slow downward spiral, one day Lady Laura, she comes into town and she sits down at she goes to the Black Market, which is one of our high-end restaurants here, and she has in the afternoon this amazingly glorious meal. She's got a smile on her face as if nothing's gone wrong. She finishes this meal. She has one of their most expensive draughts of wine. She heads to visit the country wizard, Oriolensis. They'd struck up a friendship, soft friendship over the years before. Apparently, he's got a sweet tooth for her carrots. And after visiting him, she departed for Tillic Manor again and was never seen, never heard from again. Well, 2-3 months later, all of the disappearances stopped. All of the supposed sightings of animals stopped. All of the travel along the North Road commenced, and it became nothing more than a folk tale, which is how we like it, right? Victor needs to know that North Road is secure. We want this stuff passing into history. Well, 8 months ago, 2 brothers show up here with claim to Tillic Manor. They came down from Full Point, supposedly, and I believe that they have it. They had all the right paperwork. They're the nephews of the Tillics, the last known family members. We couldn't locate. We tried to locate Baron Tillic, the father. We tried to locate the 3 daughters. We couldn't. We had since had the house boarded up. When we went out there, in fact, we found that most of the outlying homes had been burned to the ground, razed. It's very interesting. Very strange, I should say. Well, they showed up, laid claim. We told them, hey, there's not been anybody out there in several years, guys. And they decided they're going to head out there anyway. They've got designs on recreating what was there before. Well, this worries me. Because will this cause those, even if nothing happens, does this cause those folk stories to start popping up again? Does this cause issues along the North Road for us? Does this cause an issue for us as a police force down here? If something does start happening, Purple Chest, be avoided. What happens when the locals decide to take the law into their own hands? What if the wrong person disappears 6 months, a year from now, right? Well, I also can't be feeding into these stories. So that's where you guys come in. You guys are expendable. That doesn't mean we don't want to lose you. It just means that you're not going to be missed heading north. It'll just be seen as just a regular journey for y'all. I need you guys. I need the 4 of you to head in there, and I need you to find out what the flip is going on up there. I almost said fuck. I need you to see what the flip is going on up there. And I want to know what's going on with these Tillic boys. They've been in town a few times. They seem like good young men. Faps and Fincher, they're both good dudes. Right? But I just this concerns me. This worries me.
Mm-hmm. And how much is the payment for this particular job?
That's all going to depend on what you guys go through. At the very least, we can see that some of the city's gold stores, 50 gold pieces can end up in your guys' pockets. If you go up there and it turns out to be nothing, and you come back and you report well, and maybe we send you out in another few weeks again. But of course, it's got to stay between us. This is just a simple, you're just going out there to see what's going on. Maybe you go out there as, hey, maybe you're interested in starting a farm. I don't know.
Well, it sounds good to me. Dimitrov, what do you say?
I mean, we should. Yeah, I think I don't see a problem with going and checking it out. I mean, have there been any disappearances recently, or is it only since the Tullochs have come back? So nothing.
Not
nothing.
yet.
So we've
Not
got no
yet, but I don't
reason.
want. I'm trying to head this thing off at the pass, boys.
Okay, so we're preemptively checking.
You'll find that I'm a very preemptive magistrate. That's a good word to describe me, Dimitrov.
Okay.
So these brothers have not yet committed any crime, as far as we know.
I don't, to my knowledge, the Tillics committed no crimes way back when.
But somebody did, or something.
Exactly. But to my knowledge, I mean, the Tillics had a stellar reputation when they were here. They would still come and go from town. They were, as far as my father explained to me, they were working as hard as we were to try to stop what was going on. They just fell on the bad side of it affected them more than most.
So
after you, Demetrius.
Well, Dimitrov.
Fuck. I mean, not fuck. Dimitrov.
I was just going to ask if. Right, so you said there were disappearances at the manor. So, do you think that the disappearances are linked with people inhabiting the manor? So, like, because there was no one there, that's why it stopped, and because there's people there, like, coming back potentially, it could start again. Is it? Do you think it's the actual property?
A haunting? Are you suggesting?
All I know is that there were some serious issues when my father was magistrate of this town, and I'm not going to let it start happening again.
And it seemed that the lady
obviously
realised it was going to stop, right? Because she was happy. She was happy the last time she was spotted, and then she disappeared. And she conversed with the country wizard, Aurelensis. So maybe they worked out what it was. But has Aurelensis said anything to you, Flagel Snarp?
Not much. But I think we should head up there and check out what's there.
There's got to be some connection. I don't know what that connection is, but I also don't. The fact that as my father tells it, the families there were being just as afflicted as anybody along the North Road. I can't. It doesn't make me feel as if the Tillics would have been behind some. Why would they sabotage their own operation? And it was a very lucrative operation.
Could we see a map, Magistrate? Could you indicate the location of the manor on the map?
Oh.
So if you pull up your Jim, if you pull over to the screen there real quick, I've kind of zoomed in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if you can you can see my cursor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So here is Victa, obviously. The manor is right as you enter the woods here and off to your left. It's very easy to find. There's a crossroads and a sign that quite literally says Tillic Manor. Again, it was a very well-established location. The crossroads themselves are often, it's about, like I said, 2 days out. The crossroads themselves have started to become used as a, I don't want to say a stopover point, but a simple waypoint where to stop at night for when traveling the North Road itself. So you'll actually find at the crossroads a fire pit that can be utilized, things like that. You may even find other travelers there waiting the night to start the journey the next morning.
Just one more question with regards to the disappearances over the last 15 years. Was there any evidence as to what was happening? Like, were they literally just straight disappearances? There was no, like...
No evidence left.
Yeah, like no common factors involved. Were they late at night? Were they during the day? Were they...
It's been so many years, and Victor was a smaller town then. Smaller police force, smaller operation. Evidence I really wouldn't know where to go with. There were no bodies found, if that's what you're asking. There were literal disappearances. There were not. It wasn't a situation of, one person was traveling with it, to my knowledge at least, that one person was traveling with another and something came and took that other person with a witness left behind.
Okay.
It was the only way that at the beginning of things, the only way that we knew that this was occurring when people started to send messages asking about family members, asking about business partners. We have not heard from them since they traveled down to Victor from Full Point, or as they traveled to Full Point from Victa. And that was when we started to think about what the heck was going on here, and started sending more patrols on the road. Then we started to hear about the disappearances from Tillic Manor itself.
Are any of these relatives still alive and still residing within Victor?
No, the only ones, like I said, they've all disappeared, and apparently Finches and Faps are the only two living family members that we know of.
Do you know the ages of the brothers?
They're in their 20s, I would guess.
Was it when the disappearances happened? Was it just one person that disappeared, or was
In some cases, you would have a small caravan.
Okay, so it'd be
or
like
a small traveling party just would not make it in. Sometimes we just write these things off to, hey, maybe they decided not to stop in Victa. They went around and kept moving. Sometimes perhaps they had decided to turn around and go back to Full Point and just decided not to check in with, for what, people have a private life, obviously.
And is there any history of like bandits,
Well, there's always bandits, but not. I mean, I don't think I would attribute this to bandits.
Okay, so there's something about these disappearances that make it seem that it's not bandits.
Well, the only connection that I know of, from historically speaking, is the fact that they happened both along the North Road near the location of the crossroads, and that they've happened at Tillic Manor themselves.
Okay.
So that's the only place I know where to send you boys to start.
We happy to go, boys?
We'll investigate. Yeah, we'll investigate. Just investigation. No, that's right. We're not doing anything dodgy, are we? So this is fine.
That sounds agreeable.
So I would recommend that you guys head over to the Country Wizard. Go see him. He's asked to see you guys. He's got some. He might have a little bit more insight into this. Being the last person to see Laura Tillic before her disappearance. Or hell, who knows? She may have just walked off into a different town for all we know. But that's where I would suggest you start next. I know he's got some small supplies for you for the trip themselves, and then Daka will make sure that the gold for your party ends up in your safety deposit box.
Glorious.
Whose safety deposit box?
I'm not sure about that.
So in the town of so whenever there are being a member of the Grey, so to give a little bit of a backstory for those who are watching and for everybody here who would know this, DACA is a member of the Grey, which is a police force that handles issues in smaller localities that typically can't afford their own police force or only have 2 or 3 constables. Can't send them out to look for a murderer who may be in the hills, whatever the case may be. As a result, there is a location within most of the major towns of the city-state of Prel, and to your knowledge, most of the other towns in the major city-states themselves, that's called the Rothwell House. The Rothwell House is like a bank. They offer writs of cash value, gold value. They offer safety deposit boxes, so on and so forth. Well, all the members of the Grey, when they check into a certain city, receive a specialized box. That is where they're allowed to keep their items, and if anything needs to go to those individuals from those in charge at the town, that's where they would place it. He doesn't mind just telling you guys he is putting that money. I mean, he's being quite above board that there's where the money is, so that and that that Daka knows, the rest of the party knows about it.
Mm-hmm.
Do we all have access to this box?
It's my box. But it's look, guys, I'm not gonna rip you off here. There's 3 of you and there's 1 of me. I mean, come on, I'm not gonna try and steal. I'm an honourable man.
have no reason to distrust you, Daka, but we are, meeting on, on first terms. We have no history, unlike yourself and Dmitriev.
Kalon the
that
turd
sounds
looks
okay.
down at you, Elliot, and
How high is? Oh, sorry, Kate. Sorry. I thought you meant Daedalus. I thought you meant Flag.
No. Kalon looks down.
Sorry.
He says, "I've dealt with him before. He's done some stuff for us. This is how we make sure that if I don't pay him, he won't do jobs for us. If he doesn't pay you, then I can't count on the four of you helping me again in the future."
Well, I believe you are a fair man, magistrate. If you trust Daka, then I trust Daka.
Good. Let's go and see the country wizard then, eh, boys?
Any other questions before you leave his office?
I mean, I've got a lot of questions, but they're mostly about Elliot.
I sidle over to Daedalquist and compare heights, and I find that one of us is... which one is highest? What's Daedalus' height? It's Flagelsnop's height.
3 feet.
What am I? Am I 3'3" or what?
I don't recall. I think we made you 3'4". You're not much taller than the goblin. The goblin would be shorter than you.
Oh, I'm satisfied.
You've got 3 inches on Flargle. Glorious.
You got 3 inches on him. All right, gentlemen. If you will head into, if you'll pull up the battle map there, Jim.
Yep.
Ooh. All right. So to familiarize our audience here really quick, this is what a battle map basically looks like. You've got the 4 characters up here. Each of them has their own views. They can each see from their own viewpoint when they can each control their own token, if you will. So really quick, just to go over the rules of battle. We won't have any battle here. This is a simple interaction. I wanted to just show you guys a map prior to moving on to some of the other maps on the locations. You will declare who the party leader is, and that leader is specifically the one who is just moving his token ahead of the others. Once he or she moves, they'll move their regular movement speed. In a case like this where there's no combat to be had, you can feel free to move up to, say, a door or a wall or a window or whatever it is that you want to do to interact with that thing. If there is any need for combat, if there is any need for some type of an interaction with the map, the individuals who are not in the lead are allowed to place their tokens within 15 feet to the sides or behind of the party leader, representing what would have been your party order had you been moving. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, so you find yourself in front of a large sandstone tower, roughly 3 to 4 stories tall. It is flanked on both sides by 2 large braziers that are lighting up the exterior area. It is completely obvious that this is some type of a wizard tower, right? It is not gaudy, but it is not trying to be hidden at the same time. And by wizard tower, I mean something that is as simple as, there be magic here type deal going on, right? You all know where the Tower of Oriolensis is to begin with. It is a well-known landmark within the city of Victa.
He's expecting us, right?
He knows you're coming. He doesn't necessarily know you're coming right this second, but he knows you're coming, yes.
Let's just knock on the door.
Yeah, can I knock on the door?
Right, going in. Before you see a large gentleman in a brown overcoat with white arm sleeves and a large blue harvesting hat, leather as well. Can I help you, boys?
We'd like to speak with a country wizard. We're doing a job that he's got a vested interest in.
You're Daka, right?
Correct.
He looks down. You can tell that he recognizes Flargle Snarp immediately, gives him a soft nod. Go on in.
Cheers.
So entering the tower, the first story of Oriolensis Tower, again, it's a sandstone structure. You've got a beautifully carved sandstone floor, varying stone colors in the floor to kind of give it a little bit of depth, so on and so forth. That'll break things up a bit. Several bookcases along your left-hand side as you walk in, our right-hand side as we look at it, camera right. On the left-hand side, you see various, what you would refer to as alchemical instruments, scrolls and or parchments, items such as that. Before you ahead, you see a very unique-looking giant skull sitting to the right of a large door, with two beautiful, what appear to be emeralds in its eyes, that are beaming some type of energy out of it. You don't feel like as if it's doing to do damage or ominous. You feel it's more for effect than anything. And on the left side of that door, you see a large green crystal. I hesitate to call it a ball because it's much larger than that, right? It's roughly 5 feet, 4 feet across, and it's glowing green. Behind the desk, you see the man himself, the country wizard. This is Oriolensis. He wears a red robe. He loves to talk with his hands kind of out like this. He's very expressive with his hands as he speaks with you all. Come on in, boys.
Right, let's speak to him.
Oh, Flargle jumped on top of Demetrios.
I bet he did.
I understand you're being sent over to check out the manor.
Yes, hello, Oriolensis. He's not judge, is he? Magistrate Kalon has just hired us to investigate the manor there. Can't remember the name of it already, of course.
Tillic Manor.
Tillic Manor, yep. So we were just wondering if you had any information, certainly about the lady of the manor, seeing as you apparently were the last person to see her before she disappeared.
Yeah, she was a nice gal. She would come in and see me from time to time. She would bring things that she had acquired as a result of her trade agreements. Sometimes people couldn't always pay in gold, so they would pay in other items. Sometimes mundane. Sometimes they turned out to be, of small magical use. And I would just try to help her out with those types of things. We struck a very simple friendship out of it. And she would come visit me from time to time, and she would consistently bring me some of the most amazing carrots you've ever eaten.
Can you specifically tell us about the last conversation you had with her before she disappeared?
She came in and was talking about how things were going to be all right now, and how she had fixed things, and how she was in a much better place. I don't know that I necessarily believed it, but why wouldn't I believe it?
I mean, what were these things that improved? Like, what was the problem?
She didn't mention. She just said things are getting better.
And had she previously mentioned that things were bad?
Well, everybody knew what was going on back then, right? I had arrived maybe 5 years before the disappearances started. They had a great reputation in the city. They were bringing in, or at that time, large town, they were bringing in plenty of I hesitate to call them exports. I mean, they were only coming 3 days, right? 2 days to the crossroads and then 1 day in. But what she had done was she had provided a large food source for a lot of individuals.
So she hadn't divulged what she had discovered or anything. You've got really no idea of why she was happy or what she discovered or what her plans were. Nothing, no information. Any ideas?
Well, she was obviously distraught before that. She was losing her life's work, right?
But Kalon said that she was really happy when she had this big meal at the black market. She seemed really happy on her last day that anyone saw her. Is that true?
I would describe her more as upbeat than happy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I would have. I mean, she wasn't doing dances in the street by any means.
Yeah, but upbeat.
But her attitude had certainly. She wasn't as grim. We'll say that.
You were a powerful wizard, Oriolensis. Did you detect the mark of any kind of spell cast upon her?
No, that I did not. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I utilize my powers on everybody who walks in the door. That would be considered quite rude in a lot of interactions. I mean, could you imagine if every time you walked in the front door, I said, "Hey, stand over there while I
detect evil"?
For like out of character, detect evil, back in character.
Could you do that for us, just out of interest?
To whom?
None of
The,
us are
the,
evil.
the whole bunch.
None of us are evil, Elliot.
I will forgive, gentlemen, and he looks over at specifically Dmitriev and Daka. Forgive our gnomish friend. I mean, they're very literal at times, and you will appreciate that, I'm sure, in your journeys ahead. And then he looks down at you and says, I don't think that's a good idea.
So be it.
I just want to know, what is that on your head?
On my head, Dmitriev.
Yeah, what is that on your head?
It's my tinfoil hat. It keeps out the gamma rays, the neutrinos, everything. It's very important for proper functioning of the processing core.
Okay. And you think that I'm evil?
I have no idea. I mean, would be nice to find out, wouldn't it?
Okay. Did you guys not know each other, Flarg and Ori?
Yep. Flargosnarp has been in town for the last 6 months or so, and he's definitely, I mean, for us to have not crossed paths, I think would have been much more
I mean,
out of the ordinary than for us to cross paths. Yes, he definitely could, and I actually recommended him for this job.
So if you recommended him for the job, what do you think the job is?
Well, I think you guys are heading out to Tillic Manor just to see what the hell's going on, but I've been asked to keep that under wraps, except in my speaking to you gentlemen.
Okay, so
Lean Guerra over there can also be trusted with anything that's said in this room.
So all I'm coming from is I've got a guy over here in a tinfoil hat. I know Daka.
I'm a gnome.
And then I got a goblin that you recommended come with us, but you don't seem to want to tell us why we're going there, or if you know anything about what's going on up there. So why would you recommend him to come with us?
Well, you seem like you could use one of the order, and I do have a small vested interest in the fact that I was friends with the Lady Tillic. I mean, if for some strange reason, and there's no bearings on this statement, but if you were able to find out what happened to her, I would most definitely be interested.
Okay.
If there's even any sign of her to be found in the first place.
Dmitriev's tone is uncouth, but he makes a good point. There is no evidence of wrongdoing by these brothers, correct? So why now? Why so long after the lady has left? Why do you send us on this mission now?
Because they've just bought the manor. They've just shown that they own the manor. Yeah, so
they have, yeah.
But it's been abandoned before, so that's it. So
before these two brothers showed up, the manor was boarded up.
Yeah.
And there's not been a disappearance the whole time since the manor was boarded up.
No, exactly.
Well,
yeah.
so when the Lady Laura disappeared, the disappearances stopped roughly 6 months later. I can't give you a definitive date because we don't know if there was maybe another disappearance after that time frame that was just never reported. But I can tell you that things returned to somewhat normalcy traveling the North Road approximately 6 months afterwards.
And that was how many years?
I'm not trying to be, not trying to withhold any information from you. I'm only telling you what I know.
And that was how many years ago, the last disappearance?
Approximately 10 or so.
Okay.
Could be 9, could be 11. I mean, it's, time. We don't exactly have the Gregorian calendar here, Elliot.
Well, what do you think, Flargle?
Think about what?
What do you think? I mean, you've been recommended. Like, do you trust Ori?
Yeah.
Oh, you do. And okay.
Well, I would hope he trusts me.
Well, I mean, it just seems odd. It seems odd to me that you've recommended he come with us, and then
well, he's a somewhat
unknown to deal with something unknown without anyone that knows magic.
But I mean, like, do you have any idea what we think it is? Like, do you have any?
No, but would you rather explore the unknown without a magic user?
Of course. Of course.
All right. No. Yeah.
It seems to.
That's probably Ori's thinking, right?
So just a side note really quick, gentlemen, out of character, don't forget that under Slack you will probably have some messages. Some of you might or might not. And if you want to communicate with me, that's where the preferred method.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yep.
Yep. Right, so are we just gonna are we just gonna head up there then? Are we just gonna
So I'd recommend you guys leave in the morning. There should be some type of a small caravan heading north. In 2 days' time, you should find the crossroads. I would spend the night there and then head in. It's about a half a day's walk from there. You don't want to be making that walk at night, my opinion. And head in and find the manor itself and the surrounding areas. That's how I would recommend you get there. Magistrate Kalon has also been glorious enough to pay for 2 potions of greater healing for each of you as well for the journey.
Lovely.
I'll add those to your player character sheets here in a few minutes, gentlemen.
I feel redundant.
What are the what are the dangers of night?
The woods at night.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, it's safer to travel during the day, in my opinion, especially off of main roads. It's a marked road.
Okay.
You'll be able to see it. It's not, it's not the main north road.
And who knows what monsters have been reawoken, perhaps, by these brothers returning to the manor.
Well, it does seem as though a field excursion is going to be the only way to find out, one way or another.
Did Kalon have you got any other supplies for us? Kalon said you had some supplies. Is it just the healing potions?
Yeah, I think that should be more than enough for you all. If you find anything, I'm definitely interested in other aspects, right? There is a scientific aspect to this whole thing as well, right? Why are those grounds so well producing, if you will? Obviously, when somebody owns the property, it's a lot harder to run out there and kind of, do some side excursions. But if you were able to bring me, say, soil samples, local animal samples, if you find some of the carrots, if they happen to still be growing out there, I would pay handsomely for those.
Nice.
I think of this as much of it as a science excursion also, because there's a lot of very strange, I don't want to call it goings on, but when you have an area that was previously unutilized become very fervent, then is beset on all sides by unfortunate accidents, we'll call them, whatever, then into disappearances, then into disrepair, and then now is being reused. There's a scientific desire in there for knowledge itself. What is going on out there. I suppose that would probably be what interests me the most.
Did you not
especially
investigate
from an
this
alchemical
yourself? Did you not investigate this yourself? 15 years ago, you didn't.
To be honest with you, I didn't really have need to back then. I didn't have somebody to send. Time flies. You wish you had gone to do 15 other things. Now somebody owns it again, and now it's not an option. And sometimes when things aren't an option, now you want them more.
Daka, although the wizard claims to be interested in the science, I believe he just wants more carrots.
I believe so, yes. But hey, if he wants carrots and he's going to pay for them, we should get the man his carrots.
That sounds fair.
We can then feed the war donkeys that you two guys need to buy. I wonder if we could get a down payment from Magistrate Kalon, because I believe that Dmitriev has a horse, doesn't he? But I feel like we could get some donkeys for the little ones and a horse for myself. I mean, if we're going to it's a long travel, isn't it? That could be an idea. Get some steeds.
Well, you can do that. I would worry a little bit, only from a standpoint of if there is something to be found there, what would then happen to your mounts? I would just simply, it's a 2-day journey north on foot and 1 day's into the woods.
Interesting, isn't it? Super interesting, as Magistrate Kalon would say.
Are we not referring to him as the turd?
Well, magistrate
Kill on the turd.
Kill on the turd. I mean, 2 days. Time is money, it's interesting, isn't it? It's super
Well,
interesting.
he
I
offered
don't
us
have
50
money
gold.
for a donkey. I don't want to ride a donkey.
Wow.
What were you asking, Dimitrov?
Well, no, like I was just saying that he offered us 50 gold. Like,
Is that each?
I mean,
the 50 gold each? Is it 50
no,
gold
he
each?
said no, he said in your deposit box for all of
Wow,
us.
12 gold each.
It's not a large amount of gold per se, is it?
No, is it?
I mean,
Well, so just to give you some perspective, this is out of character, of course. 1 gold piece would cover about a week's worth in a very, in a solid apartment.
3 months
This
pay then.
is. I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of a background on the way that I kind of DM cash. This is not something where you're going to find 2,000 gold pieces lying around. It's much easier to make the gold worth more and give you less than it is to try to figure out how you're going to get 2,000 gold pieces back from somewhere.
right?
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, but
So you're saying we're getting 12 weeks worth of rent?
yeah, basically, yeah.
3 months.
Or
Yeah.
Pretty much.
3 days work.
Depending on where you stay. For some of you, that would be 6 weeks. For some of you, you could stretch that to 20.
I mean, surely the smaller you are, the cheaper it's going to be. Gnomes and goblins. We can just live in a little boxy thing, can't we?
You could dig a hole in the ground,
Oh,
Elliot,
bro.
and be
Exactly.
quite happy.
So, I mean, like, what do you guys want to do, right? I'm quite happy to check this out. I feel very comfortable in the woods. I have a good relationship with the woods. I mean, it does sound strange, but what we got to lose?
Yeah, it seems a pretty good deal, doesn't it? A few days' work for 12 gold.
And on the face of it, it could be as little as digging up some carrots and bringing them back.
Yeah, and getting
Or
paid
extra
handsomely for
money.
said carrots.
For extra money.
I vote that we commence when.
We should. Let's.
Yeah.
Let's.
Rest up and run out.
Yeah.
Give me one quick moment. I'm adding the potions of healing to your inventories.
Glorious. Make it last 2 years. I have done, Hancock. Oh dear.
Perfect. Okay, so now everybody should have those potions of healing in your inventory.
Glorious.
Okay, so is there anything else that you gentlemen wanted to do or get done or think about prior to bedding down and then departing the next morning?
How do I see my character sheet?
Double click on your icon, on your token. Left click.
Cool. Thank you.
And then if you look under inventory, it should be right there somewhere.
Yep. Cheers.
It'll show as 1, but then under the inventory slots, it'll show 2 of 2.
Yeah, all right, I see.
I would like to purchase or locate the things I need to cast spells. The things I need to cast spells. A small straight piece of iron and a forked twig. The forked twig I assume I can just find about on the ground as I'm walking around. The small straight piece of iron, will I need to buy that or?
No, so in your case, dealing with the material needs for spells, I assume if it's mundane stuff, you've already got it.
Okay, so does that cover?
I assume that. If something requires a quote-unquote 500 gold piece diamond, you're going to have to acquire that for that spell.
Fair.
So generally speaking, you won't have to worry about acquiring things till around 5th level. I think is when we start to see some spells have sort of nuances of what they need to be able to be cast.
Sure.
I
Okay.
have one that has quite expensive regen. A 50 gold diamond.
Which spell is that?
The chromatic orb.
Okay, that you can just use by touching your chest, your gem.
Can I have a look around this room and just study it in a bit more detail and see if there's anything weird in it?
Sure. What are you? So what are you looking for? Tell me what it is that you're. Are you?
Well, I don't know. I just want to look over the tables. Like you said, the one side was a library. They're all books and stuff. I just want to have a little look at what the titles are and if there's anything like necromantic or like I don't know, weird. And then like whatever's on the tables. I just want to have a little browse around. You know, like.
Sure. So some background of Oriolensis. So he for all intents and purposes is also a shop, right? This is where you would come to purchase, potentially, you would come to purchase certain potions. You would come to purchase certain scrolls in some cases. Scrolls of spells, they're much more uncommon. You're not going to walk in here and find 15 scrolls of fireball sitting on a table ready to go, right? It does cost him some ability and, material costs to create such things. The books on these bookshelves tend to be a little bit more mundane. There are topics ranging from constellations and locations of planets all the way to things like not necessarily necromantics, but the quote unquote human body. There's goblin anatomy. There's gnomish cultural marriage rites. All of there's a myriad of different. There's a myriad of different. Like Elliot looks.
What was that? Sorry.
There's a myriad of different selections of books. Would they be for sale? I don't know. You'd have to talk to Oriolensis about that. But it doesn't seem like it. Like if you're looking for a quote unquote spell book or spell books or something of power, you're not probably going to find this on these shelves.
I'm just trying to get like a sense of Oriolensis, do you know what I mean? I just wondering.
Of course. So, tell me what sense you're looking for. Like, is he honest? You've got to give me a little bit more than to that.
So, like, yeah, just like, is there anything that's like untoward, like that you would see and think that's not right? Why is that here?
Okay, so give me a perception check. So, open up your character sheet, and you'll see on the left-hand side your skills for perception check. Left click it. It'll appear in your box on the right, and then just click your roll. Now, when we do perception checks, gentlemen, just so you understand, only one person can do these for a specific thing. The reason being you don't want... Okay, good. So you got a 19 there. The reason being you don't want 4 different... I'm going to search for traps, and he doesn't find any. The next person, I'm going to search for traps. He doesn't find any. You can't just keep stacking rolls, and then because eventually you're going to succeed, right?
Yeah.
So if you want things that generally the party is going to find, or if I believe, for instance, DACA has a background in policing and or investigating crimes. If there is something on the map or something in a scene where I'm like, okay, this is something that may stand out, then I'll ask him for a role specifically. Okay, so with your 19, so you notice more of there is an unspoken understanding between Flargelsnarp and Oriolensis. So Flargelsnarp hasn't asked him any questions, right? Oriolensis hasn't asked Flargelsnarp any questions. Flargelsnarp has been very comfortably moving around the tower like crazy. Yes, I did write that in, Data, while you were moving around. I noticed. So this is not there is a comfort there, right? Lean Guerra, who is still standing up by the door, seems to be keeping an eye on the three of you, and is, I don't want to say not paying attention to Flargelsnarp, but is keeping an eye on the three of you more than anything. He seems more of a strong arm than another wizard. Maybe a brother, maybe a partner, maybe a friend, maybe cash backing, who knows? Oriolensis seems very honest. Is he telling you everything? Probably not. But, how many times have you met somebody for the first time officially and they've told you the entire life story of them and everything that they want you to know, right?
Have you met Count Kalon?
Has who? Well, Kalon gave you the backstory of the man.
Joke, sorry.
No, that's fair. Oh, Elliot fell out of his chair. Elliot's got to re-straighten his stool. So, yeah, there is. I mean, obviously he's holding back, but you don't get the impression he's from what you know of him in the community. He's a well-standing individual. He is respected in the community. He's been here for a good long period of time. He's not done anything that's been crazy. I mean, had he been a necromantic wizard of some kind, they probably would have burned this thing to the ground, right? But there is an uneasy understanding between Flargo Snarp, unspoken, I should say, not uneasy, an unspoken understanding between Flargo Snarp and Oriolensis, without a doubt. From your military background, I would say that you probably glean that if there was anything to be communicated between the two, it's already happened. We'll say that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, well, he was recommended, wasn't he? So yeah, they've obviously had some kind of communication.
Can I say what I think?
Go on.
Well, okay, now keep in mind you're in a room with Oriolensis, and
Okay. Okay.
I just want you to, if you want to say something out of character, Dimmy, like ask a question like you just did. Can I get a sense of this?
Yeah.
The characters in game don't hear that. Right now, you're in the middle of Oriolensis Tower.
Okay. So. Okay. I don't want to say anything to anyone. I want to say something to someone, but I don't want to say anything to everyone.
Well, fair enough then.
Country Wizard, what lies beyond this door out of interest? Your storerooms or something else?
Private areas.
Fair enough. Quite a personal question, I suppose.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
inquisitive. Your inquisitiveness will serve you well, I'm sure, in the future.
Yeah.
Just not here.
Right, boys, let's do this. Let's get rolling.
Yeah, let's go. Let's move out.
Are we planning to rest the night and start off in the morning? Or start off now?
No, in the morning.
Let's have a rest.
I know the proprietor of a local inn, the Rowdy Gnome. I'm on quite good terms with the owner. Perhaps we could get some kind of discount to our stay there if we went there.
Well, hey.
The Rowdy Gnome is the name of the inn.
Glorious.
Hilarious.
Each of you doesn't have an issue finding. I mean, we're going to assume that you've all got, whether it's an apartment, whether it's a location at an inn. We can role play a lot of that stuff later, definitely. If anybody wants to take up a invite to the Rowdy Gnome, you're more than welcome to go there as well. I can tell you out of character that nothing is going to happen tonight. It is a simple overnight stay. You're prepping for tomorrow. If you have any supplies, you're packing backpacks. You're sharpening weapons. You're checking. Everything's tied nice and tight and ready to go for the next day. You're looking at rations, filling water skins, so on and so forth.
I'll stay at the Rowdy Gnome and have a sword fight with Ellie.
Whey!
Have a sword fight with him.
Yeah.
So is that it? Are we betting down for the night then, gentlemen?
Is the sword fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it will not be on camera.
Yeah, no, we can't stream that. That's not PG.
Okay, so next morning, so everybody gets a good night's sleep. Next morning you wake up. In fact, let me pull up the map of Victa here. So Victa itself is kind of, if you guys want to pull up the maps in your handout section, you can kind of see the map of Victa itself. So Oriolensis Tower is on the right-hand side. You can see like the bluish tower. That was where he was located. And I apologize, you can't see it. Well, you could actually see on screen, I believe, right? Can you see on the
Yeah.
on Forge? Okay.
On stream, yeah.
So that ping right there, that is that's Kalon's office.
Right.
Oriolensis Tower is right here. You'll be gathering right up here at daybreak to head north out of Victa. So very, very uneventful evening, obviously. Daka spends the night as Elliot's guest. Dmitriev spends the night he's very comfortable in his outdoor tent. Very, very, he's a rugged masculine man, right? So he sleeps in a tent. Flargle Snarp, curiously enough, stays with Oriolensis. So when the three of you leave, he stays behind. He's not here to hear that. He might be here. He might be able to hear that. The next morning you wake up, gather your belongings, and you start to head north to walk out of town. Is there anything that you want to do? I'm going to give you one more option right before we leave.
As we're leaving the inn, I say to Daka, Flarglesnarp and the Country Wizard team have quite the close relationship.
They do, don't they? Interesting. Maybe there's things that they're both holding back from us. Maybe we should keep an eye on them. I'm
Or
not
may
sure.
not be the
Demetriel,
same.
did you meet up with those two? Maybe outside of the Rowdy Gnome?
Yep.
All right, go ahead, gentlemen.
Oh, hello, Dimitriov.
Good morning.
Daka. Nom.
The Nom.
The nom.
I don't know. Well, all I want to say is I don't know about you two guys. I don't know if you picked up on anything, but there seemed to be a weird chemistry between Ori and Clark.
Flarglesnarp.
Yeah.
Do
I would just suggest maybe keep an eye on it. There may be some other reason why we're doing this outside of the reason that we've been told.
Indeed,
Everyone
yeah.
seems a little bit loose with the information. Like, you know, like it's something that happened years and years ago. We're being sent there, and like nobody really knows what's going on. And like,
Oh, they're not telling us, yeah.
there's got to be something that's going on, right? Because at the end of the day, like they're sending us, they're offered us good money to go and check something out that they don't even know what's happening. You know, so I just think we should be wary. But I think we should go ahead and have a look. I'm kind of intrigued now anyway.
Yeah,
Like I kind of want to know what's going on. But all I would say is like if he's trying to like put stuff in his pocket or whatever, like keep an eye on it. Like
yeah, keep an eye on him. Also, is an
yeah.
as an out of character kind of thing. Are goblins evil in D&D? Are they evil in this setting, or are they? You know.
Okay, so goblins in this setting can be a complete wide array of good to evil. However, they tend to be more chaotic than not. Chaotic meaning they have their own designs.
Right.
So within a goblin culture, you may have 15 factions among 30 people all wanting to do something that they all want to do, whether it's, you know, whatever that may be. It's just it's not as structured, not as organized as most I don't want to call them towns because goblins don't have towns, you know, unless you play Battle Brothers. They're just more chaotic. They're more shoot from the hip, we'll say.
The natural alignment is chaotic neutral, and then like you have individuals stray from that as you would within any other race.
Yeah,
And
so
then,
they're not like more evil, like because obviously like in Warhammer they're completely evil, and then in other things they're more.
Mischievous, but not in a harmful manner. Like slightly more harmful than the gnomes are mischievous, but only because of recklessness, more than like being inclined to evil.
I'm a very serious gnome.
So there's one of the things that would be obvious to you was that Flarglesnarp being a goblin is a little bit, I don't want to say out of place. I'll just say that he's unique in this location, but he's been accepted by the community. He is not an outcast. He's not forced to live outside the city walls as a goblin. He's not homeless and living on the streets, anything like that. That you're I don't want to say. Let's see. I don't want to call them racist thoughts because that's not the right term, but your assumptions based on what a goblin would or would not do in a town, right? You would assume or think that because of what you know of goblins in their home lifestyle being very chaotic, somewhat dirty, meaning they don't clean up a lot. Not that they smell like horse manure, but Flarglesnarp has been accepted by this community. Mm-hmm. He's also a relatively well-dressed goblin. He's not, he doesn't. I'm not going to say that he's wearing silks, but he does. He's taking care of himself.
Okay. Well, let's head out then, eh?
I show up as well now.
Okay,
Hello.
you all meet up outside of Kalon's office because that's probably the best place to meet, and you start to head north. The four of you are kind of just walking down the road, right? You're heading up to meet with the thing, and Daka, you feel it's really strange, right? In your right butt cheek, you feel this. Don't stress. This is not a Dimmy situation. In your right butt cheek, you feel this like a prod with a stick, right? Like almost like somebody's poking you, like, "Hey, pay attention."
Okay. I
Excuse
see
me.
where this is going. I turn around. What's going on?
My friends over there, they told me that I wouldn't come up here and say hi to you, but you remember the Gray, right?
You see this 6-year-old young boy come up to you he's got a blue shirt that's roughly the same color as your uniform. He's got a little wooden, if you will, a badge that he's got pinned to this thing, but it just looks like something on his chest, right? And he's holding a stick that is in the shape of a sword.
So what's your name?
God damn it, Jackpot. None of your business, kid. Beat it. We've got work to do.
But you're a member of the Gray, and my friends over there, my friend over there said I wouldn't come talk to you because I'm gonna be a Gray when I grow up.
All right, good for you, mate.
So what's your name? You want to be my friend?
No.
So there's I see most Grays, they carry swords and stuff, and all you got is that crossbow. You don't use a sword because I got a sword here. My mom made me this sword, and I think it's the best sword ever. And I just wanted I wanted to show it to you because I'm gonna be a Gray when I grow up.
Oh my God! Right, so I'll take his little wooden sword off him, and I'll like do some fancy moves, and I'll be like, "There you go, kid.
He looks back at his friends and he's like,
Holy shit, man! That's freaking beautiful. You can use the sword. How come you don't carry a sword? So why don't you carry a sword? You're a Gray. You're supposed to carry a sword.
Oh my God!
"Come on, Jim."
So I get out my hand crossbow, flick it around, like like what's it called? Picture Val Kilmer in Tombstone. Put it back. There you go. Because I don't need a sword.
You use a crossbow?
A crossbow, yeah.
Crossbow, that's beautiful, man. Can you when you
You're putting me out of character here, Jim. Stop.
You use a crossbow?
Yeah.
Why are you laughing so much? This crossbow's beautiful. I mean, that's better than my sword. You told me how to use a crossbow?
You'll learn when you're a Gray. Just keep practicing.
Not right now. I know you're real busy. I saw you come out of Kalon's office, man. He's a real cool guy. And, him and my mom, they get along very well. And she tells me he's a real upstanding guy. But I just gotta tell you, man. Stop it, Jim. I just gotta tell you, man. If you use a crossbow, I'd love you to learn to use a crossbow. You sure don't want to be? You're gonna be my best friend.
Maybe one day. Just keep practicing, okay?
Oh man, I can't wait to go back and tell my mom that I met an actual member of the Gray. You know what my name's Jimmy.
Motherfucker. Well, Jimmy, I'm sure you'll be fantastic one day.
Oh my God, this is great. When you come back to town, you make sure you come see me. You're my best friend now. There is nothing. I'm going to make sure you are going to be taken care of. If you get killed, I'll put flowers on your grave every day.
Okay. Okay, little Jimmy, run along now. We've got work to do.
Okay, I'm going to leave you alone. But you just remember, my name's Jimmy. You just come and you find me. You need anything here in town, my name's Jimmy.
Okay. Oh my God.
All right, so with that, little Jimmy flips around, right? And I mean, this kid's got like the light of the sunlight in his eyes, right? He met a member of the Gray. You did some flourishes with his little stick sword. You pulled out your crossbow and you flipped it around like Val Kilmer. The kid's just dolled, man, and you just see him just tear ass off to his buddies that are kind of hanging out around the corner.
Oh my God, Jackpot, that was too much.
What are you talking about, Jim? That's called role-playing, brother. You got to get involved, man. Not everybody in town is just like your normal everyday character.
Oh my God.
But you have made a new friend, Jim.
Fantastic.
I'm sorry, Daka.
Daka, yep.
All right, so you make it north of town. You leave little Jimmy and his buddies behind. You make it north of town. You hook up with this we'll call it a quote unquote a caravan, right? And you head north. It's pretty simple. There's maybe 4 or 5 wagons, some draft horses. Everybody's walking, nobody's riding. A couple of guards. Seems like just a relatively normal. They're not. It doesn't seem like they're overly prepared for. They're not overly prepared for combat. They'll take people on, but it's not like they're going out there with 53 guards, right? You by the look of it, it's going to be a very, very safe situation.
Okay.
I jump up on one of the wagons.
Say again?
I jump up on one of the wagons.
Looking over at you, they look at you, and you're 3 foot nothing. You weigh 35 nothing pounds. They don't have a problem with that. You're not even. The wagon doesn't even move when you get up on the back of it.
Good.
So you travel north. It's a very, very simple journey. 2 days get you there. You get to an area in the very, very, we'll call it mid-evening. It took a little bit longer than you thought to make it there, so it's now dark. Let me pull up a scene here real quick. We'll pull you into the crossroads. All right, so you should have eyesight, you should have vision in your character sheets there of what's kind of going on around you. It's a simple area, right? You've laid out your 4 bedrolls. There's a fire, obviously, that you've decided to rekindle. You can see it's a very well-worn area. There are a lot of people who do stop here. The caravan keeps moving. You were a little bit taken aback by that because they were actually recommended that you don't stop. Or I'm sorry, that you don't travel at night. But maybe they know something that you don't. They're taking sleeping turns in some of the wagons as far as the guards and the walkers. So maybe they have something they need to get onto.
Interesting. So, what are we just going to sleep?
That's up to you, gentlemen.
I guess we need somebody to take watch here. How long is it dark for?
We'll just say 8 hours. It's very simple, right? Like you got there, and you could do 4 2-hour shifts apiece.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. That sounds good.
Yeah, I'll take the first watch.
I'll take second.
I'll take the third.
I'll take
third?
the last one. That's
Okay,
good.
so
Give me some shut eye.
yeah, no problem. So everything is fantastic. The night's a very, very simple and easy night. Dmitriev, you were getting ready to wake up Daka for his watch, right? It's going to be sun up in a couple hours. You're feeling a little bit tired. You did get 4 hours of sleep first, and then you were woken up for your 2-hour shift. Your military experience has taught you to wake right up, eyes open. You're not tired. During your sleep. But you look over at Daka, and he's sweating profusely, right? He's got like these night sweats, and he's kind of shifting a little bit in his sleep, almost like you've seen this before, right? In the military, you've seen somebody who is not sleeping soundly, and there's something going on in his dreams, right? You know exactly what this feels like to you. And after about 30 or so seconds, Daka just sits straight up in his bedroll, and he's got a cold sweat coming down his brow, and he reaches immediately for his hand crossbow at his side.
Daka, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Were you having a bad dream there?
It's nothing to. Don't feel like chatting about it, to be honest, Dmitriev. You know what it's like.
Don't want to talk
I
about
assume.
it. Well, I've had a few of those dreams before, and if you ever do want to talk about it, we can talk
Jim,
about
give me
it.
roll a deception check for me. And then give me a perception check, Dim. Okay, you know what this is, Dimmy. You know exactly what this is. He's got a heavy soul, right? He's done some things, or he's been in some extreme combat situations that revisit him in his dreams. You do take his word for it that it is simply that. There's no feeling of evil in any way, like, he's done something wrong. It's more along the lines of something you have seen in the military. Not everybody sleeps soundly at night. Some people sleep so softly, in fact, because they're expecting an ambush, that the slightest things will wake them up, even sometimes their dreams.
I just look at Daka and go, look, it's your shift, man. If you want to talk about it, I'm here, but like, you don't have to.
Yeah, no problem. I can deal with my own shit, thanks, Dimitrov. But yeah, it's okay. Don't worry, brother.
I'm gonna get my 2 hours in.
Way.
Okay, so Dimitrov, you start to lay your head down, and your perception check has kind of alerted you to something. Something's not right to the north and the west. There's movement, but not the movement of we'll say small scurrying animals that you would expect in the forest, right? You know the difference between concerted movement of some kind and the ambient sounds of nature in the evenings.
Okay, Daka. I think I hear something, or I know. I feel a presence. Can I crawl over to the goblin and give him a tap?
Yeah, you're easily close enough. You're not gonna. Yeah, you guys are right up against each other.
All right.
And then if you get Elliot.
Yep.
You could just leave me in bed. I'm fine.
No. Danger! I shake Elliot with both hands.
What's happening? Daka, what is this? What time is it? Are we ready to go?
Dimitrov has seen some movement. We've got to get up. Let's it could be something.
So,
no.
Something could be up.
Can you guys take a look? Because we can't. I can only see so far. Like I just feel something.
Put out the fire.
Put out the fire.
Yeah,
putting out that fire is going to be pretty good. I mean, this is one of those fires where you're going to want to let it kind of go out. Not necessarily. I wouldn't recommend stamping your foot in this fire. There's a good chance you're going to end up burned.
I could have a piss on it.
I thought it was dying already. But all right.
Now, you guys, through your shifts, you've kept it stoked a little bit. You need a little bit of heat. It's not a crazy cold night, but you do want, the warmth of movement. I'm sorry, the warmth of flame.
Myself and
north.
I'm following.
Are you guys just running?
I've got dark vision.
Yeah, but you guys have dark vision, but we don't. So we need to stay near the fire if possible.
Okay, so I will say this right now, real quick. Now, remember, the humans here that don't have dark vision, you do have torches. I can activate torches for you, but then you will only have one hand with which to maintain combat until you drop said torch. Yeah. If you drop the torch goes out.
Yeah. Grab a torch,
letting you know that.
Dimitrov, please.
Can you shoot a crossbow with one hand, or do you need?
I can't reload. That's the problem. So
how do I grab the torch? Is it this one? Usability.
You have a torch.
Hey.
It's giving me the 40-foot circle though. Do I just put it on myself or what?
No, don't. I've already activated it for you. So just X out of that.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
So now if you move, try moving a step
and
see.
Move to your right 2 squares. Move to your right 2 squares, Dimmy, and you'll see how the light moves with you.
That's nice, isn't it?
Okay, cool.
Really nice. Right, so we're just going out to. We're going out to investigate.
Who's team leader? Who's team leader? Because we need to follow that.
I guess Dadle thinks he just ran off into the darkness.
So are we all agreeing to follow Dadle?
I've already started off just behind him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Okay, at this point, gentlemen, we're going to go into combat. You have Dadle. Can you see one of what's ahead of you there?
Yeah.
Did you? Okay. So Dadle sees this oversized boar. I mean, this sucker. This scares the shit out of Dadle, just because of a perspective thing, right? This is like an 8-foot boar to Daka or Dimitrov.
Wow.
It's obviously not that large because his perspective is smaller. This boar has oversized tusks. It's got umpteens amount. Like you guys have seen like these rodeo bulls, right? That are just packed with muscle. That's what this boar looks like. He looks like he's been on friggin', goblin steroids for the last year. He's just this big, meaty beast of a muscular boar. He also has a very strange red tint to him. You've never seen this color in a boar's, and I'm telling you this, Dadel, so that I'm sorry, Flargo Snarp, so you can communicate this. And he's got this strange red tint to his fur, to his eyes, to his tusks that you've never seen in a boar before.
Yeah, I run behind Dimmy, and then I tell them about the boar. Up to your left of the screen, up northwest, there's a boar. Not too far off, like 40 yards. No, wait, your torch reaches 40 yards? All right.
It squares 5 yards.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 5 times 8 is 40. 40 yards away. That's what I said first. Good guess. Yeah, he's got this reddish tint. I don't know what it's about. Like it's the biggest boar I've ever seen. It doesn't even look like it. Yeah, it looks like a fucking monster.
Do I know anything about boars being forest backgroundy?
Well, you don't see the boar yet because it's out of your vision. But listening to Flargo Snarp, this is different. You definitely have seen boars. You've definitely hunted boars while you were in the military. Providing your own food for your unit. You and other members of your unit have hunted boars. You've hunted all manner of animals, from deer to boar to elk to goat and ram.
And have I ever seen anything with a red tint or not?
Not like this. There have been, some animals have a rusty tint to them as natural, right? But this is like the way that Dale's describing this. This is like a red tint. It's almost, I don't want to use the term dyed, because it's a situation where that's kind of out of character, and I highly doubt that a boar would dye its fur. But it's not natural.
Did you see anything, Elliot?
I did, yeah, I did. The boar is still there, 50 feet away, northwest.
Are we rolling for initiative then? Like, is this combat? Combat.
It's a big boar.
It's a big ball. I mean,
What, as in, is it so big we don't want to fight it, or what?
Oh no, it's so big we want to eat it.
oh,
Boar is a delicacy for the gnomish peoples there, Elliot.
And what isn't a delicacy for the gnomish peoples?
do you want to bless us then, and we should go and take it down?
Say again, Elliot.
I says, what isn't a delicacy for the gnomish peoples? I can, yeah. Do I need to start combat for me to bless you, or can I bless you prior to the start of combat?
No, we would need to start combat. Are we
Okay.
are we pulling? Are we ready to rock and roll? Are you attacking this boar? What are you doing?
I'm not attacking the boar.
How far can we move towards it?
We could slowly approach the boar and see its intentions.
You definitely could do that if you wanted to. I'll allow you guys to move 10 more feet before another reaction from the boars.
I'm gonna move 10 feet forwards, right? Is that okay with you guys?
That's what you do. What you do what you want. it's your right.
I mean, that's
You
my
do
10
what you want.
I will follow Dimitrov.
Yeah. I feel like we should be blessed first. Like, if combat hasn't started, surely bless us before it starts. How long is it? Like, it's concentration, isn't it? So, maybe bless us and then start taking these fuckers
Yeah, the
down.
boars start making some very brutish sounds. They're not here to watch you guys. You start to feel more ominous. You start to feel. I mean, they're gearing up for. You know what I mean? Like, when the way a dog growls is different from when they're just growling because you're coming near the house versus when they're growling and they're going to attack another dog. And these boars are starting to grunt. They're starting to tamp hoof. They're starting to tear up the ground a little bit in front of them. They're putting their snouts to the ground and exhaling profusely, which is kicking dirt and dust and leaves into the air.
Is that boars plural?
He did say boars, yeah.
No, this boar.
Okay.
Yeah, you did say plural.
He did
boars.
place.
He definitely
And you
said
didn't
plural.
say
I
they.
heard plural.
Steady, lads, steady. Ready yourselves.
But you can only see one, right? You guys can only see one.
Only one boar identified.
Yeah,
Okay,
there
if you
could be
gentlemen
more.
want to move 10 more feet, I'm going to allow that again. But
The boar. What I will say is the boar is in some kind of bush. Maybe the boar is eating the bush. I don't know what boars eat.
I'm moving 10 feet forward.
Timmy gives no fucks.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
but-
boar. I'm a huntsman. Like, I kill these
It's a
things.
big
I
fucking
tap-
boar.
I tap Dimitrov on the shoulder and indicate northwest. It's over to the left. The boar.
Okay, so it's over here, I guess.
okay, so I'm just going to ask because, again, you guys have made it a little bit clear that, you this is one of your first D&D campaigns. Is anybody readying anything? Should you be telling me if you're pulling out weapons, if you're... Because
Yeah.
right now we've got 4 guys walking off into a field, one with a torch and hands empty.
Am I-
Hang on. Isn't my axe double-handed as well?
Are we wearing our armor, or do we need to don
Yes, no, that all of
Yes,
that.
okay,
Definitely,
okay.
it's we're going to take some liberties. We'll say that you can sleep in your armor.
I think like I will pull my axe out, and if Daka shoots it, then if I pull my axe out, can I plant the torch in the ground so the torch stays, or does it disappear?
No, it's just a simple torch. If you drop it on the ground, you'll lose you'll lose all the light simply because it's no longer getting. I mean, it'll have a little bit of oxygen for a second, right? But we're in a little bit of a field situation. You're going to drop it down. The grass will kind of enclose it a little bit. You've got some night dew going on.
You could give it to Flargle, right? Flargle only needs one hand to cast
I can hold
spells.
it for you.
Yeah. Can I pass the torch to Flargle and pull my axe out? Is that possible?
If that's what you want to do for your turn.
Yeah, I want to pass my torch to Flargle, and I want to ready my axe.
Okay, so there's no way to move this token from Dimitriev over to Flargle Snarp. So the light is going to stay with Dimitriev, just so you know.
Yeah.
All right, and that's fine. I'm cool with that. I'm not gonna. I'll just you pass the torch. It is what it is.
Right. So can I ready an action? Like, I've got my light crossbow out. Can I ready an action? Like, kind of going over.
What action would you like to ready? Yes, Jim, without a doubt.
Well, an attack, obviously. Yeah.
Okay, but you got to. So when you ready an action, Jim, you got to you have to give me some type of a trigger. So in this case, would it be the minute that boar charges? If it charges, I'm letting loose. That would be a triggered action.
If it gets within 30 foot of me. Because I've got
so that would be about 10 feet from where it currently is. So at 30 feet, that's when you're gonna fire off that crossbow.
Yeah.
That's where you are now, isn't it?
It's pretty close. It's about 10 feet outside of that. It's about 40 feet from you.
Yeah. I'll wait until it's 30 because then I'll be able to shoot better. Can I ready an action then still get my bonus action later?
It all depends on what happens during that action and what happens here. So typically, yes, I will tell you, but it depends on what occurs.
Right. Yeah, I'll ready my action. I'll ready an attack within 30 foot because I've got disadvantage over 30 foot, so it doesn't make any sense to. Well, I can't even see it anyway. So,
Elliot, anything that you want to declare?
Can I ready the blessing so that as soon as combat begins, I can cast the blessing? Or
So you can't say things like as soon as combat begins.
Okay.
Because what we're going to do is we'll end up rolling initiative, and based on your turn in that initiative.
Okay.
So Jim's action that he delays may not occur based on if that board decides not to move, right?
Sure. Well, I pull out my mace and my shield anyway.
All right, Flargle.
I'm good.
And then Dimitriev, you've got your axe out. All right, gentlemen, go ahead and roll initiative. It should be on your screens there on the far right-hand side. Do you remember where your hit the swords, the 2 sword
Yep.
Normal roll, right?
yep.
Always normal, yes, unless I tell you.
Oh, I'm rubbish.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen that's going to set this combat off. There are indeed 3 boars, gentlemen, 3 large boars. They are going to come within 10 feet. They're going to move forward 10 feet, all 3 of them, and at that point you will see them. Currently, Flargle Snarp is set to go first. He's the most reactive, followed by the boar. Daka, I'm going to allow you, if you want, to shoot with your reaction, with your bonus action, if you will, the very first one that comes within 30 feet, or you can declare that it's the one that you're currently aiming at.
He did say plural.
He did say plural.
I mean, I can't see them at the moment because of the darkness.
No, you can't.
I literally can't even see them. But I mean, I've been told they're out there, so I'm just waiting until I can see them, basically.
Okay, Flargle Snarp, is there anything you want to do this first round?
Yeah. I want to... Which one is it? Oh, I thought I had one other thing to do.
You must have like a blasty spell or something, surely.
Yeah, I have some.
Blasty spell?
A blasty spell, yeah.
I'll cast Acid Splash. On the foremost boar. And the one next to it, because it's within 5 feet of each other, right? Is that correct?
Yep, so that you can see. Can you see both boars?
I mean, you said that they moved forward 10 feet.
Not yet. You're the first one to activate.
All right, then I can only see the first one.
Correct.
So I'll cast Acid Splash on the first one.
All right, go ahead and click the spell, and then it should... Remember to target your enemy, your right click.
How do I do this?
So remember on the character sheet,
Yeah.
you will click the picture for Acid Splash. There you go. Now on one of them, just hit damage.
I can't see.
Okay, so on the right-hand side, click the...
there. All right, cool.
There you go, the chat messages.
I was still in the combat thingy.
Okay, perfect. So 11 points of damage unless he gets a DC 11 dexterity check. Okay, so he rolls a 16, so that should half damage that, I believe.
No, it takes one. Yeah. Half
1d6 acid.
1d6.
You hurl a bubble at two creatures. A target must succeed a dexterity saving throw or take. Okay, so it takes no damage then. Your acid splash missed.
What? No, a target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw.
Yep, which he
Or
did.
take 1d6, yeah.
Or take.
All right.
So sometimes it'll say things like or take half damage.
That's a shit spell.
No, it's actually a very good spell. It's just that he missed because the boar is friggin' athletic as hell.
But 1d6? That's not very good, is it?
Well, do we know? We don't know how much health the boar has, right?
No, you do not.
No, you never know. You never know, like, the enemy stats in D&D.
Okay, so Flargle, where you see there it says in the combat tracker, just hit to the right at the bottom. Remember next turn.
What?
Okay, click the swords. At the bottom, it'll say move to next turn because your turn's over.
All right.
Perfect, thank you.
I can ping Dimmy. Wahey.
The second
How
boar.
many
Dimitriov is up
cantrips can I
next.
cast without resting?
Say again.
How many cantrips can I cast without resting?
Cantrips are use at will.
All right.
So do I just end turn here because I can't see anything?
You can ready an attack.
Okay, so if you can't see anything, you may move. You can still move up to your full movement. Or you can move twice, meaning you dash.
But then
Or
I
you can
can't see the
prepare an
light. Ladle's got the
Again?
light, right?
I mean, since you passed me the light, I'm just gonna follow you. Like,
Yeah, he's
closely
going to be
behind.
smart enough to keep up with you.
Yeah.
So what's your movement there, Dimmy?
I'm only going like 10 foot. I just want to stay here and like ready myself for combat. I still can't see anything.
Okay, I mean, this is getting gruff, man. You're hearing 2, maybe 3 of these things out there,
Right,
just so you know.
we can see now. We can see these two. They're fucking massive. They're like taking up 4 fucking
right, yeah.
squares. Jesus Christ.
They're fucking massive.
I told you they were fucking massive.
Yeah, but
Think
you're
of
a
the feast.
goblin.
I said that they were monsters.
You're a goblin. We you know, if you see like a house cat, you could try and ride it.
Since when have you seen a boar that's the size of a house cat? And I tried to convey to Dadel that these things look like friggin' monsters to him. So
Yeah,
even
well,
if
you
he's
said to him.
explaining
That's
you-
what I mean. You said to him though, right? You said to him. So I was thinking like Predator when when he stabs the bot to death. He's like, I got you. And it's just you killed a pig. You know?
You heard me screech and run behind Dimmy.
These are massive.
What did you just say? Can you do what?
I screeched and ran behind Dimmy, and then I said they're fucking monsters.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Are we
So
just
you
gonna?
guys are not trusting me.
No, it was the way Jack Bull said they're monsters to him. You know, I just thought they were like a boar. Oh
Okay,
my
this boar
god!
charges out of the
Alright,
out
I'll
of the
shoot
darkness
him. I'll shoot him.
and charges right at Dimitriov. So there are 2 things that are going to happen here. Dimitriov, you are going to get the second attack as he comes into range because you had readied an attack. Daka, this is the one that you were aiming at. So as it gets close, I'm going to allow you an attack here with your crossbow.
Thank you. Pew. Just normal, isn't it?
Oh, Jim.
13.
Aka.
Okay, your crossbow bolt strikes him right in his chest.
Nice.
Roll for damage.
25. Whoa!
Whoa.
9?
Pew.
So that boar takes one, man, and it doesn't slow him down, it doesn't stop him, but he's obvious. I mean, he takes the hit, kind of stumbles slightly to his right, and proceeds to charge at Dimitriov.
Oh my god, that
Now,
9 damage is barely injured. Fuck me.
Dimitriov, now you may do your readied action because he came right into you.
I can hit him with the great axe, sir.
You may swing your great axe if that's what you choose. That was what you had readied your attack with.
Hang on.
Oh god.
Daka, when it comes to your turn, you're going to skip your turn.
Is that 3 or? Oh my god.
I get my bonus action though, don't I?
Yeah, that's true. Yes, when we get to your turn, that's a good point. When we get to your turn, you may use your bonus action.
And my movement
You may
still,
use
right?
You may also use the second half of your move if you want to, as your dash, but you may not attack. So hold on one second. So you swing the axe, you miss. It's just maybe it was a result of your timing, and when Daka hit it with the crossbow bolt, it stumbled to its side a little bit and just was able to duck underneath your axe swing.
So I can
The
use.
giant
15
boar is
foot.
now going to attack Dimitriov.
Okay.
I'm sorry, everyone. I fucked up then.
So it rolls an 18. What is your armor class, Dimitriov?
16.
Okay, so it hits. And you take 12 points of damage. So do you remember how to adjust your hit points?
Yeah. 23. Is that not showing? Is that showing?
No, it is. I just want to make sure you remember.
Yeah.
All right, Elliot, you're up.
Save me!
I move up behind Dimmy 5 feet and lay my hand on him.
Oh, what a hero.
You tap a feel.
Yes, exactly. Nice shoulder muscles there, Dewey. You've been working out at the gym. Traps? Is that a trap? I've got no idea.
Can you reach his traps?
And I tried to cast Cure Wounds.
Okay, so click the picture on the left-hand side of Cure Wounds.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Dimmy missed, didn't he?
Yeah, I missed my axe, man.
So
I
I'm
got
just
diced. I'm the most diced man in D&D.
Maybe you should have. What you should have done was, Dimmy, was precision attack after like you thought you'd missed. You know.
So did you click it there,
yeah.
Elliot?
yeah.
And I
Sorry,
should have
I'm
tripped
just
attacked, and I just forgot.
deciding to do level 1 or level 2. Can I ask how many hit points of damage do it? Was it 12? He just took 12 hit points, right? Damage.
Yeah,
Yes,
12.
you took
yeah.
12.
Okay. I'll do level 2 then. I'll do level 2. I go for the big one. Dimmy seems to be slightly shaky, so I think, ooh, I better put a lot into this.
Okay, so what does your lay on hands look like? What does your cure wounds look like? Is it what happens when you put your hand when you cup his inner thigh carefully?
Wow.
I grasp his shoulder firmly, but without squeezing too much because he's in enough pain already. I close my eyes. I mutter some words under my breath. I feel a surge of power flow down my arm, and hopefully, I mean, if it works right, invigorating Dimmy is the idea.
Okay, so in the chat thing, you'll see where it says healing there on the right hand side.
Yep, normal.
Click the healing. Dimmy, you are healed for 7 points of damage.
So 30.
Oh, nice little effect there.
Yeah, I've given you guys little effects, man. Wait till you see some of Dadles.
And now I move back another 10 feet.
Okay, so in this case, that is allowed. So just so you understand, Elliot, you have a movement rate.
Yes,
You
25
can
feet.
Yep, you can use that movement rate however you like throughout moving. So you can move 10 feet forward, fire a crossbow, move 10 feet back. That is an option, ducking behind corners, things like that.
Yeah.
I will tell you that, and you did not do it in this case, if you were next to that giant boar and then you moved out of his range, he would then incur an attack of opportunity.
Sure,
so just
yeah.
keep that in mind.
Okay.
He wasn't,
All right,
like,
so at the
directly
bottom
next
of
to
the
him, though,
combat
was he?
tracker, if
He
you'll
was
click the right,
below
and
Cradle.
that'll pull Daka up.
Sorry. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what you're saying, Dimitrov. Yeah, I wasn't next to him this time.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay, Daka, it's your turn. So you have bonus action and/or movement left.
Yep. So I'll go up to and shoot him again.
Get him, Daka!
Get him. Get him!
Shoot him in the ass.
Well, I might remember I've got superiority dice this time.
Yeah, I completely forgot about those.
Yeah.
Oh, you remembered that stuff now, do you?
Yep.
And you're shooting at the one that's on Dimitrov, correct?
Oh,
Oh.
Jim.
So
man.
one
that
isn't
is-
an automatic miss, is it? No, one is an automatic miss, but it's not
Yes.
like a
So you
stupid
see how
shoot
it's in?
yourself.
You see how it's in red?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
If
a
it was a
you shoot
natural
yourself.
20, it would turn to green. So
Yeah.
even though your abilities power you up to 9, it is still a critical miss.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that I do something stupid like hit Dimmy in the head. It just means it's a miss.
No,
what the rules
it does
say.
actually mean that something like that could happen. So in this case, you are a very well-seasoned veteran user of this crossbow. So I'm going to allow you, if you can give me a DC 15 dexterity check on this, you will not have hit Dimitrov.
Okay.
All right, so pull out your dexterity and then hit a dexterity check.
So he needs 15 or more, is that?
Ability
Yeah,
or
so
ability or
just- yeah, so-
saving? Ability check.
Yeah, dexterity.
Ability check. Easy.
Okay, so so there's a reason I gave you dexterity, right? Because you got a bonus of 4 in there.
Yeah.
You're a well-seasoned veteran, right? Something happened. You were moving to the right. You stepped on a loose branch, whatever. But you recognize the fact that your weapon was aimed at Dimitrov. You pulled off slightly right, and the crossbow bolt flies right over his shoulder.
Yeah.
So go ahead and end turn, please.
Oh yeah, shit. Sorry.
Basically, like safe throw for D&D.
It's basically, yeah, it is safe throw.
Yeah.
Jesus, Jim.
Nice. I tried, mate. I tried. I was
Go,
gonna trip him as well. I was gonna trip him. Oh, I should have tripped him on the first hit. That was so bad.
Okay, the third boar comes out of the darkness. I'm not sure if you guys how well you can
Oh
see
god,
that.
we can see both
my
of them.
God.
Fuck me.
Yep. So you've got 3 boars staring you boys down right now.
Triple threat.
Fuck me.
All right, Flargle Snarp, you're up, brother.
Yeah, I'll cast poison spray on the closest one.
Closest one.
Yeah, the one
Okay,
right
so
in front of you.
now
Yeah.
I want
Did
you
you,
to
did
keep, I want you to keep in mind there.
Right.
With its tusks.
Watch out, Dimrath.
Exactly. You might want to move over a little bit so that your spell doesn't hit
I mean,
Dimitriov.
it doesn't. You extend your hand toward a creature you can see within range and project a puff of noxious gas. Like I pull up my pouch and
It's your gem.
like-
Remember, it's your gem on your chest.
no, I have a pouch as well with regens.
Okay.
So like I take up like some sand from that, and blow the sand like between the legs of Dimmy. So like there's
You're
no
trying, to
Between the
way,
poison,
legs?
you're trying to poison my cock.
there's no way I hit you because like I am.
No,
Right
no, you're
now
fine. You're
in
not
you.
gonna. You're not gonna hit him. You're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna allow that. You're a small guy. You may not exactly, appear from right below his penis, but you will have gone around his legs some way.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a 5x5 square. There's enough space to like shoot past people, isn't there? Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, it depends, Jim. So in some cases, the spell will emanate directly from him,
Yeah. If it's like,
and
it's
if
got a
he shoots
template
through
and stuff,
Dimitriov, then Dimitriov would then potentially have to.
Mate, I'm honestly the most diced man in D&D. Like, Jimmy nearly shot me in the back of the head. Then he was going to poison my penis.
Only hits one target, right?
Okay, so hit your damage, and then there's a DC saving throw for Constitution.
I'm in trouble here.
Whoa,
Beautiful. So you would cause 11 points of damage.
big boy.
Constitution check. Or whatever it is.
Isn't that Jack Bull's?
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
I'm doing it right
yeah,
now.
He's doing it now. Okay. Hey!
What's the DC on there?
16, isn't it? Or is it
DC
15?
11 Constitution. It says.
Okay, so he makes the Constitution check.
Oh, for fuck's sake! What's with this super bore of hell?
Oh, no,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this is so no. So
These spells
keep in
seem
mind, right? No,
rubbish.
so what you want to do,
No,
Flargle
it's
Snark,
getting
here is you
diced,
want to
Jim.
recognize
Diced.
what it is that you're fighting, right? So if you got a boar of that size, there's a good chance it's going to be like dexterous, strong, have a high constitution, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to want to attack it in ways that it can't necessarily rebuke those.
No, but you know what I mean. Like even if it's weak, right? even if it's weak, even if it doesn't have a like honestly, this is because there was some spells that like if they made the saves, they took half damage and stuff, right?
Yes.
But like
So
these,
he's casting cantrips right now as well, not his higher level magic.
All right, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, well, that kind of makes sense because like this is pretty crap, right? It's averaging like 7 points of damage, well, 6.5 points of damage, and then even if they've got no bonus, they're saving half of the time anyway. So it's like doing 3 points of damage on average, which is pretty.
Can you guys
freaking
see the
rubbish,
damage on the board? Because I can't see his health. I don't
He's-
know.
It
Why.
just
we-
says barely
injured. Yeah.
You won't see it. If you hover over it, you should see like barely injured,
I'm
injured,
not seeing
uninjured.
barely injured when I hover over it either.
It's
yeah, I
tiny,
It's-
right.
it's right- it's right under its
I
ass.
do. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I
Yeah,
do
and
see
you're
it.
the same. Like we don't see the actual bars of health. We just see whereas Jack
Really?
Bull gets and the stream gets to see the actual bars.
Okay, can I tell these guys I'm 30 of 35?
I guess you can tell
Yeah,
us that, yeah.
you
Or is that cheating?
so that is
Or is that
that's
cheating?
honestly
make
that's
sense.
one of the meta things that you allow. I mean, there's no way because you could communicate to somebody, hey guys, I am 4 points near death. I mean, so yes, honestly, you will all know each other's hit points.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
mind that. I don't mind that metagaming at all.
All right.
You
I'm
just don't know what
slightly-
your enemies are
slightly
fighting.
hurt. It's just a flesh wound.
So Flargle Snarp, you still have movement. You have a bonus action if you want to take that. If you have bonus
What
actions
can I do with
available.
a bonus action.
So there are under your character sheet, there will be abilities that will say bonus action, if you have any.
We are fucked.
Yeah, so
So do you see where it says? So if you go to features, do you see where it says nimble escape, one bonus action?
that's. Oh yeah, there.
That's a bonus action. So some characters may have a bonus action. That would be yours.
Yeah, that is the only one I have. So
Okay, so you still have your movement if you want to use it. One full set of movement.
no,
feet.
I'll stay here right behind me.
Okay, go ahead and click end turn, please.
Oh.
Okay, so this other boar moves into position. He's still slightly out of range of attacking you guys.
Oh, thank God.
Dimitriov, you're up.
So yeah, I'm gonna try and cleave his head off with my axe because I'm a badass.
Let's go.
Hang on. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing, and I. Can I?
Well, Dimmy. So last time you missed, didn't you? On what did you miss on? Last
Yeah, I'm
time?
not. Yeah, the extra dice isn't gonna do it.
I
So.
think it could. It's a D8, and I hit on a 13. When I shot it, I hit it on a 13. So
Hang on. So inventory.
you could think about using the superiority.
So if I use. Oh, I can't remember what it's called.
Precision attack.
Didn't even make it to the mansion before we
I don't have precision. I don't have precision
You
attack.
don't have precision attack. Oh man, you should have had precision attack.
Can I run away?
Oh man.
so hang on. So can I use?
the floor and run away?
Have I got a bonus action? I got the only. Nah. Can I just run away?
Okay, so you do have a bonus action of second wind, Dim. If you
Okay.
try to run away because you've already taken your attack, you will
take
incur an
an
attack of opportunity.
Yeah, no. I'll just stay here. I'll stay here, and I
Yeah.
won't use second wind either. So I'll just end my turn there.
You could action surge, Dimmy, which is at the top of your active abilities. That gives you another free turn. You can use
Yeah.
that once per rest. Do you see it at the top there, action surge?
Status: you can push yourself beyond your normal limits for a moment. On your turn, you can take one additional
Teaching you
action.
boys how to play every day, baby.
Okay, right, we'll do this. So why does it say a standard roll?
No, that's second win isn't so good because you haven't lost that much health, right? Action surge is further down.
It says action surge has no available uses remaining for some reason.
Wow.
That's fine. Just go ahead and take another attack because I was testing your things and I left that out. When we do a short rest, those will all reset.
Oh yeah.
So go ahead and roll another attack roll.
Way, got him.
Give me hits, baby. Okay, roll for damage.
Got him. And maybe use one of the attacks, right?
Oh,
Maybe use one of the attacks, Dimmy. Like I don't know what attacks you've got. Well, like your attacks, like precision or menacing or trip. They're the three that I've got. Adds a D8
I've
to
got
your
parry,
damage.
I've got quick toss, and I've got sweeping attack. So I don't think I need to. I think we'll stay here.
Okay, it does add damage, you know, so like does things. So
I can use parry. Next time they hit me, I need to parry. Just remind me to parry.
So is your turn over, Dimitrov?
Yeah, 13
Go
damage.
ahead and right click, please.
I don't want to move because it gives them right click.
Yeah, remember on the combat tracker?
Yeah, sorry.
You're good.
Yeah.
Okay, so this boar is once again going to tusk at Dimitriov here.
you don't need to remember the parry for long.
You don't need to remember that too long, do you?
Parry. I parry now. Oh my god, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. Oh my god.
holy shit!
Yes, Dungeon Master's dice are impenetrable, gentlemen.
It's unbelievable, Jeff.
Oh my god.
Okay, so what does your parry ability allow, Dim?
It only reduces the damage taken. So parry, when another creature damages you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction and expend one superiority dice to reduce the damage by the number you roll on the superiority die plus your dexterity modifier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so go ahead and as soon as I roll damage, then you'll expend that, and then a little thing will come up that'll let you roll the eight-sided die.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take 9 points of damage currently.
So parry. Why won't it let me parry?
Did it do it for you?
Oh, here we go. Use ability. Other formula.
Yeah, that's just set up. I set that up to roll your d8. So you.
Oh, I rolled it twice because I'm a moron. Can I delete?
That's okay. I'm going to give you the 5. It's the first one because it's 1d8 plus 2. So he would have caused 9. Now he's only caused 4.
Okay, so now I'm.
No. Didn't he roll 5?
No, he rolled a 3 on the first one and a 5 on the second.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
because
I
he
rolled
rolled a
it twice
1d8, then he
back
gets
then.
plus 2 because of his abilities. So that 5 is actually a
Dex.
3 plus 2.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
dexterity. It's a dexterity thing.
Yeah.
Elliot, you're up, sir.
Yeah. So just a point of clarification.
Yes, sir.
Let me just scroll back up. Okay, cure wounds. So I rolled because I cast it at the second level. I rolled 2d8 and added 2 for 7. 2 being my spell casting ability modifier.
Correct.
So I healed Dean for 7. However, I am what's it called? A disciple of life. So starting at level 1, he heals is more effective. Whenever you use a spell of first level or higher to restore hit points to a creature, the creature regains additional hit points equal to 2 plus the spell's level. So I forgot to do that time, but in future I should be applying this.
You can. Yep. What would you have given Dimitriov? Because it's a healing
Yeah, so
spell. I'm
3
not going to
more,
tell
yeah.
you don't get to do it.
Yeah,
Oh, so
3
you
more.
can apply that retroactively.
I'm gonna
Okay.
definitely apply that retroactively
so
because you're getting used to playing your character. Yes.
Cool. So add extra 4 hit points then. 2 plus
So
level
add
2
4 more
spell.
hit points to you,
What's a level
Dimitriov.
2 spell?
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I've that's half my level 2 spells until we go to bed again. So I'm not gonna cast any more of those. I think.
Okay, so yeah, I'm back up. Thank you.
No worries. No worries.
We're gonna need to take a rest after this fight. That's for sure.
You will. So what's going to happen is you are getting a long rest. I'm going to retroactively apply that after this combat. So yes, you are getting a rest after this.
Oh,
If you-
okay.
If you survive.
If you survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are all right. I'm getting pounded.
I mean,
Nah, you're all right.
Right,
You-
Elliot,
you-
it is your turn, sir.
takes
It
that
is, it is.
damage
Honestly,
coming in.
Yes, sir.
this is worse than Marcus.
You're
I-
barely injured now. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm joking, mate.
Gonna move back 10 feet or so, and then I am gonna cast Bless.
Oh, baby.
Sorry, just bear with me.
Take your
You
time.
bless up to 3 creatures, and you can do some extra stuff with that. You can target 1 additional creature. No, so I just want to do the 3 creatures. So just first level bless. Well, creatures, belly. That's the
Barely.
3 boars. Oh, and I like chuck some holy water over the bunch of people who are all fighting, and mutter some words, and trying to bless them.
Okay, so you don't roll that. So
Oh.
what happens is now they can utilize. They are blessed, so they can use
Oh.
a 1d4.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah.
No, you're fine. You're good. You're good.
Yep.
You can those 3. So Flargle, Dimitriov, and Daka can use a 1d4 to, and if you read it there, for a saving throw, the target can roll 1d4. So it's an attack roll or a saving throw. So they can utilize that on an attack roll or a saving throw now.
Great. And
So
that's
you
mine.
gentlemen have to remember that you have that.
Yeah, so we've all got 1d4 that we can add to an attack roll potentially.
Or a saving throw, correct.
Every attack, yeah. So it's fucking.
All right,
brilliant,
Daka,
isn't it?
you're up.
Right, let's. I guess it's probably better to kill things, isn't it? That like focus fire things down is probably correct. One would imagine. So I will shoot this thing right
So
in front of
now-
me.
That's
Is
Daigle.
that something that you're going to shout?
Yeah, I will shout. Let's take them. I mean, let's take them down one at a time, boys.
All right, beautiful.
Boom.
Well, that was the opposite of my plan, but okay.
17. That definitely.
All right, so
hits.
17 hits. Roll for your damage.
I don't even need the D4. Right, let's look and see what these do. Oh, okay, right. No, I lied. Right, I've just seen my attack. So I'm going to shoot with the other one. Because I'm going to use menacing attack on it.
So wait, okay, hold on. So what are you doing here? Can you explain this to me so I know?
Right. So I'm shooting the other, like not the one that's fighting Dimmy, the other one
Okay,
that's
ping
not
the one that you want to shoot. Remember, if you hold left click down, you'll ping the board.
All right. This one.
Perfect, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll shoot this one, right? Because if it fails the menacing attack thing, it can't move towards me. So
Okay.
menacing attack seems pretty fucking overpowered.
All right, so I'm going to let you retcon that. Typically, I would say, sorry, you already shot.
Yep.
I'm going to let you
Thank
retcon that because you're getting used to your character sheet.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you very
All right,
much.
so you've got so you hit.
Yep. So I
Roll for damage, please.
Yeah. So I'll use my superiority die for the menacing. Right. So first of all, it's damage, isn't it? I guess. And then the
Can I
superiority
just
die.
inspect and say, let's kill them all one at a time, guys, and then shoot the other
Yep.
boar.
And then other formula is just that does the D8. Yep. So it does 10 damage, and then it's got to make a wisdom saving throw.
Boars
And
are
on a
very wise.
Yeah, exactly, right? And on a failed save, it's frightened of you. And if it's frightened of you, it can't go towards you.
And you said that was a wisdom save?
Yep. Oh.
All right, so yeah, so it fails that wisdom save. So your bolt strikes him somewhere in his muzzle, his head, wherever, shoulder. And this I don't want to say it startles him. It makes, if a boar could rethink its options, it's now rethinking its options, right? It's frozen there for a second. It's looking at you. It realized where the damage came from. There's something in it that says, I'm not fucking with that guy this turn. It just ain't happening.
Yep.
So this one will not move towards Daka in any way.
Yep.
So as of right now, it will not move. It could circle in its turn, but it's not going to move towards Daka at all, which would then not prevent it from moving towards Flargle or Dimitriov.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any bonus action?
Yes, I'll shoot the one that I said we were going to focus fire.
Okay, so explain what your bonus action is for people watching.
Right, yeah. So I've got crossbow expert for the for my feat. Is it a feat? Yeah, it's a feat, isn't it? Crossbow
Yes.
expert, and thanks to extensive practice with a crossbow, I ignore the loading quality of crossbows with which I'm proficient, so I can shoot it multiple times within. Being within 5 feet of a hostile creature doesn't impose disadvantage, so you can use it in combat. Glorious. And then when you use the attack action and attack with a one-handed weapon, you can use a bonus action to attack with a hand crossbow you are holding. So
in this case, this is how this is supposed to work. You would use your crossbow, your regular light crossbow. I'm going to allow it for this turn, but you would use your regular light crossbow. Then you would immediately fire with your hand crossbow. You would ignore the loading function, right? The loading function is usually you have to take a turn to load that crossbow again before you can fire it again. You're just really proficient at it, so you can fire every turn.
yes.
Right? So in the future, so you see how you rolled for your hand crossbow as your primary attack?
Yeah. You can just use the hand crossbow. You can shoot, like a hand crossbow is still a crossbow, right? So you can shoot.
Yes,
and
it
then
is,
shoot
but
again.
you've got to reload it to fire it again.
Except he ignores the loading property.
It does ignore the loading property, but you may use a hand crossbow after firing another weapon.
No, it's you use the same hand crossbow. You
So
can
read
shoot
the
same
last
one
line
twice.
again.
Yeah, you use it twice. That's literally what
Yeah,
it.
but you
what it
haven't
says.
taken the one turn. So
When you use
have
the
to
attack.
load it.
No,
Yes.
it's loaded. It's you ignore the loading property.
I'll explain it to you later. You're fine. Like I said, I'm going to let you go for it this time around. But I'm going to explain it to you,
This is
right?
definitely how it works. This is like literally 100% how it works.
I'm trying to help you, Jim, because your light crossbow does more damage.
It doesn't. It doesn't because yes, you could. So So the best way, yes, I get that the best way is to have a light crossbow right in your hand. You shoot that the first one, then you drop it, and then you switch to the hand crossbow. That is the optimal way to play it. But I really don't care to carry a light crossbow, shoot one shot, then drop it on the ground, then switch to the hand crossbow. Because that's just like lame metagaming, right? So I'm just going to use the hand crossbow all the time. Plus, that's more like Daka, right? Just using the hand crossbow.
You can go for it. If you want to do less damage, that's on you, my friend.
Correct. I would love to do less damage.
Okay.
I think it's really lame to like drop weapons. I think that's fucking stupid, to be honest. So, right, I'll shoot it. So I can shoot the nearest one, can't I? I can like
You
switch
may-
targets, yeah. Oh, you motherfucker.
Almost the 20.
Right, so I get my D4 as well.
Okay, so at the very bottom there, you see that little pyramid?
Yep.
Just click it once and then click roll.
So that's
So
13.
13.
And I
So
know
13
from
does
my
hit.
experience, yeah,
So
I know
roll
from
your
my
damage.
experience 13 hits. Let's see if I want to do a different attack on him. How many of these have I got? I've only got 4. He's nearly dead as well, isn't he? Well, he's not nearly dead. I'll just do normal damage. There's still 2 more, isn't there? 7 on him.
Okay, so this boar takes another shot right to his side, right, or right to one of his haunches there, and Daka just lets loose, right? Fires 2 crossbow bolts, one into one, one into another. Okay, go ahead and end your turn there, so I can move the other.
Yep. I can move as well, can't I? I can then do a bit.
You may if you want to. Yes.
Hello, Daka. How's it going?
Hello.
Oh my god.
Nice to see you back here, isn't it?
Poor Demetrius.
No, it's okay. No, because he can't move. Oh, no, yeah, I've got to stay close to Dimmy so that he can't go
There you
towards
go.
Dimmy,
Good
right?
man, good man.
Yeah. Yes. So actually, I could go that way, and then that protects Dimmy even more, right?
There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So we'll do that.
1 square further. 1 square further.
Oh. This is good. That's definitely protecting you.
No, you're fine. That's not going to allow him to move forward. You're good. You're fine.
It's not good for what I want to do.
Oh. Well, I'll go one more. I'll go one more for Daedal.
Whoa, that is a fast boar.
Yep, that sucker moves 40 feet a turn now. All right, Flargo Snarp, you're up, brother.
All right, I'm gonna cast the Thunderous Roar. Or Thunder Wave.
Okay, now that's...
And I'm gonna do this as a careful spell, which expends one of my
your
sorcery points.
Good.
Yeah. Do I click anything to do that?
So yeah, you would click the spell, and then you'll get a template that you would put with you in the center of that, because you are it emits from you.
Yeah. And I want to cast it as a 2nd level spell. Cast that level. What? Why does it say 12? How do I change that?
I don't see what you're doing, brother.
Configure how you'd like to cast the spell.
Okay, so did you click 2nd level spell?
Yeah, 2nd there. Cast spell.
Thunderwave.
Okay, so did you get a template that appeared?
Yeah.
Okay, so put that template with you at the center.
Wait, this is lame. 15-15. I don't even reach the fucking balls next to me.
Yeah, you do, right?
Yeah, the 15.
So if you look at where their hitboxes are,
you're 10 foot away from every ball.
Yeah, so it's a 15 by 15 foot square. So it's so it's emanating from him.
Oh shit! Oh my, yeah.
That's so lame.
Yeah.
Garbage. That is literally garbage.
Get back to it.
Maybe don't cast that then.
Hold on.
Wait, can you move? You can move before you cast it, right?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Squares. 15
feet across.
Yeah, it's 15 by 15. Yeah, because otherwise, if it was 15 out, it would be like it would be like 35 foot by 30.
It gets heard. Like, I'm gonna read the description of the fucking spell, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on, relax. So again, you're getting used to your spells. I'm going to allow you, if you wanted to move, say one box north, right north of.
Yeah, I definitely want to.
Okay, and then cast a spell. Now you're going to be in an attack position of 2 different boars. Just be aware of that.
But you hit Dimmy as well, right? So you could go north.
No, but he's casting a careful spell, which allows Dimmy to automatically make his saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the spell emits a thunderous boom, audible out to 300 feet.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
This
football
only
field.
Ow,
reaching-
my ears!
Yeah, this only reaching that far makes no fucking sense.
It's
Well, the
alright,
boom- the
Elliot.
boom is
You've
what-
got a
there's a
tinfoil
wave
hat
of
to
force.
protect your ears.
It only
And with
does
that
gamma
force
rays.
is a sound.
So there, and how do I move the spell? Or does it matter?
I guess
It doesn't matter.
There you go.
Right.
There you go. Moves
There
you
we go.
for you.
There, I moved it for you.
Push.
Thank you.
Okay, so now roll your damage, please.
So I'm casting this. So what's gonna happen? I'm gonna read the spell for you, so you guys know what's happening.
Give me one moment while he reads the spell. Keep going.
A wave of thunderous force sweeps out from you. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from you. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed. So Dimmy will only take half damage and he isn't pushed. But
Only?
he will take damage. And I'm casting it at a higher level, so he gets 3d8 thunder damage.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, Dimmy could just take fucking 12 from this.
Then the boars take 24.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, if they don't fail, like they might just not fail.
I told you don't trust this fucking goblin.
So do you roll the dice, just one set of dice? It's not one per creature. Does each creature take the same amount of
It's
damage?
one set of dice that applies to everyone.
Do we round up or round down?
Good question.
Round up. Oh, it's always round up was the rule, right?
Okay, so I take
was it down? Shit. it was either up or down.
So I take 8
no.
damage.
It's
So
always rounded up.
it was I thought it was down now.
We can find out.
I'm sure it was down. I'm going down.
Okay, so what was the question there, real quick?
Round up or down on the 17 damage for Dimmy.
Half
Oh, it
of
always
that.
rounds down.
Right. So 8.
So 7. Hang on, no. 8.
So that would be 8 points of damage to Dim.
Oh, hold. Oh, what was I?
They gotta make Constitution saving throws. Those two bulls.
Yep, I'll roll for them right now.
Or boars.
Ooh, I'm beating up pretty bad. Which ball is that, Jack Ball?
Oh my god.
No,
The
he
one directly
passed.
ahead, the one that's damaged the worst. So he makes the save, so he takes 8 points, we said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might kill him.
Oh,
And he isn't
Near death.
pushed.
And he isn't pushed.
hold on
Yeah,
one
if-
second.
if
Yeah,
he makes
let me
the throw, he's
let me
not
do the ability checks first and the saving throws, I should say.
These are fucking immune to that.
Oh my god.
19, 19, 19, 19, 19.
Jack Bull's too good at rolling dice.
Oh man, it's Blood Bowl all over again, boys. Okay, so in addition, unsecured
I'm
objects.
I'm gonna have to run
that are-
away. I'm not lying. I'm gonna have to fucking run away.
Okay, so in addition, unsecured objects, these boars would be considered unsecured, are pushed 10 feet away from you by the spell's effect, and the spell emits a thunderous boom.
Yeah.
A thunderous boom.
All right, perfect. So that's, let's see, is this a continuous spell, or let's see, originated from you, creature takes, in addition, the spell's effect, okay, is pushed 10 feet away from you, 10 feet cube, self, one action. So this will go away.
Yeah.
No, they're not pushed. They're not pushed if they make the save, right?
Yeah.
No,
right.
they're pushed. They're pushed either way.
In addition, unsecured
On a
objects.
successful save,
Yeah.
the creatures take.
Yeah, but then Jackal said that they are unsecured objects.
Ah,
as
that's
well.
fine.
So-
I already moved them. Daka's right. I already moved them. We're just going to leave them where they are. We'll remember that for next time.
But isn't Dimmy an unsecured object?
No, Doom is very secured.
I don't know about that.
I'm standing right next to him.
Wow.
And I will
Right.
remember that for the next one. Okay, so giant boar is up.
Oh, and he can't move towards me.
So he is going to, let's see, he cannot move towards you.
Maybe I should have shot the other one, but never mind.
Oh, this is good. This like.
Okay, so he's going to start circling. He moved no closer to you here, but he's kind of, because of his worrisome's not the right, but you know what I'm talking about. He moves behind his other buddy a little bit. He's trying to build up his confidence again.
Insecure boar.
He's an insecure boar.
How long does that last? Is it just the one turn? Will
Until
he
my
return
next
to...
turn. Until my
Your
Yeah,
next turn, okay,
until Daka's next turn, yes. So his next turn, he has a normal move unless Daka does it again.
Yeah.
Sure.
Dimitrov, you're up.
Okay. So I can move 10, attack, and then second wind, right?
Okay, so this is here's an option that you have. If you move 10 and attack and kill him, you get the rest of your move without an attack of opportunity, right? If you move into him and you don't kill him and then you try to move away, he'll get an attack of opportunity. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Perfect.
So I'm gonna
Chop him up.
his head off.
Come on, Dimmy, you got to do this, man. There we go. All right, give me some
Easy.
damage, Dim.
Easy.
$12 points.
That boy's wrecked.
It's got to kill him. Surely. Dead.
All right, so the first boar falls into this giant axe. Just Dimitrov, who's been loading up on all of this this angst and anger. Like he's been gore tusked 3 times already. He's been damaged by Flargle Snarp. He had a crossbow bolt fly over his shoulder from behind by Daka. He just gets so pissed that this axe just cleaves down and tears this boar in almost twain, right behind his shoulder blades. You know, it looks like a good Texas afternoon barbecue. This is going to be some amazing eats in the morning, boys. So congratulations. Now, you moved 10 feet.
Yeah.
So if you want, you have the remainder of your move left as well. And then, of
20.
course, any bonus actions that you may want to do, if you have any.
Second
Yeah,
wind.
I want to go. Yeah, I'm going to do second. All right, Jim, I'm not a moron. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I didn't say you were a moron.
So that's 20. That's 20.
Oh, man, poor Flargle.
Hey,
Hang on. Has he already attacked it? No, he's.
No, I'm
Oh, he has
first.
already gone.
He's
Okay,
already gone,
can
yeah.
I
So
take that movement back then? And
it's the threatening ones.
Yeah, of
are
course
this
you can.
one
Yeah,
and this one.
until
Okay.
you're done, you're not done.
we're gonna go there, and
Yeah,
then
this
we're
isn't
gonna.
chess. You're good.
And then we're gonna do second wind. Standard roll. Oh, it says I've got no uses.
Go ahead. Hold on one sec.
This would be a whole lot easier if the bulls or the boars weren't immune to the magic damage.
Yeah,
Or
they
immune
didn't-
to any sort of damage they
they
do.
didn't
Well, they're not necessarily immune to it. They're just making their saving throws.
Yeah, they've been pretty good.
Okay, so do you have the ability there now?
Not yet. Do I need to close it and reopen it?
Try closing it and reopening it. Yes.
When do I
No,
decide to
it's
use
not there,
actions?
it's not there. It says you have a.
Okay, there you go. I clicked it for you. You're good because again, that's a little bit. So in the right hand box, there's your thing for healing.
Oh, okay.
All right, so
Sick.
9 points are healed.
So 31.
All right, go ahead and click next. Elliot, you're up, my friend.
Right, so I was casting this blessing, the bless spell, right? That's a concentration spell. So, can I cast a bonus? Can I do a bonus action spell while I'm doing that or not?
Okay, so there's only two. There's several ways to break concentration, but you will break concentration if you use another spell with concentration. That's
Okay.
the first one.
Okay.
The second one is if something happens to you that causes you to have to make some type of a roll to see if you maintain concentration. So
Yeah.
being pushed off of a small gully, right, 3 feet down, being hit by an attack, being grappled, things like that that would break the normal person's quote unquote concentration.
Hearing a thunderous boom.
Oh yeah.
He's fine with that.
That was very loud.
Yeah, Jesus.
It's loud, but it's okay. You've been in combat before.
To be fair, the boars themselves are like kind of concentration breaking. Not gonna lie, but yeah. So I'll just move a bit away from the boars, and I'll go for the. I'll just go for the bless again, or I'll continue concentrating on the blessing. The bless.
So that's going to maintain, but you can cast another spell if you choose. That is not a concentration spell.
Yeah, and it has to be a bonus action, right? Because this is my.
No, it does not, because this is your regular action. So you are considered to be maintaining concentration on a spell.
Right. So it costs an action just to start the concentration spell last turn, right?
Exactly. You were you were casting the spell. Yeah. The casting of the spell was the action.
Okay. Let me have a look then. What we got? Oh, okay. So yeah. There's this one. Let me just check. What the hell? I'll go for Sacred Flame.
Okay, can you ping me which target, please?
Yeah, just thinking. The one nearest Dakar, the northmost boar.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. So yeah, Sacred Flame. Hold on a second.
Do you all see when I ping something? Does everyone see it, like including the DM?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, everybody sees. And if you look at your color, Jimmy, you're red. That's why your pings are red. Dadles will be green, Jimmy's will be yellow, Elliot's will be blue, mine will be gray.
Oh, that's pretty good, isn't it?
Ping.
3 damage.
Okay, 3 damage, so he's got to do a dexterity saving throw.
Surely he won't make the save. Ooh.
Okay, he does fail the saving throw.
Hey!
So 3 points of damage.
Hey! You got him, Elliot! You got him!
I got him, Taco. I got him.
What does your sacred flame look like, Elliot?
So I close my eyes briefly. I mutter some words of encouragement from somewhere in the very dark night sky. From the nearest source of light, maybe one of the torches, the torch that the Flagostab is holding for Dmitriev, a sudden burst of light, shoots forward and doesn't really engulf, kind of bounces off the boar.
Yeah, a bright heat from that light just shoots right into him.
Yeah, a mild annoyance.
Mild annoyance. Daka, you're up next. Go ahead and click next. Elliot at the bottom.
Glorious.
All right, Daka, you're up next.
All right, glorious.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay, I might be able to save the day here. So, I will.
Best laid plans of mice and men.
I'm going to action surge. When do I declare the action surge? Like,
whenever you want to use it, because I believe it's considered a bonus action, right?
Well, it says on your turn you can take one additional action on top of your regular action and a possible bonus action. So, like, I don't know if I could just do my action and then decide if I want to take the additional action after that, or if I've just got to do it at the start.
If you read that carefully, read it again. So it'll say you take an action and an additional bonus, right?
Yeah, on top of your regular action. Yeah.
So take your action. Take your bonus action, then declare action surge. You get your action and a bonus action.
Okay. I think you only. I don't think you get the bonus action again. You get one additional action on top of your regular action and a possible bonus action.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was listening to you and I thought it said in addition to. So yes, one additional action. Yeah. So in theory, 3 attacks here if that's what you're going to use them for.
Yeah. We'll. But I can still do the first one before I decide whether to do 2 more.
Of course, yes.
Okay. Right. Well, let's shoot this the one closest to me. Pew, pew, pew.
Oh, crit damage. So now when you roll the damage, there's going to be a thing that says critical. Hit critical instead.
And boosh. And I will, indeed, menacing attack this guy as well. Because that seems very fucking good. Boosh. Get wrecked.
Okay, and then he must not move closer to you over his next turn.
Yep.
Well, you need to do the saving throw.
Oh yeah, he's got a saving throw. Yeah, he's got a saving throw. Wisdom saving throw. Yep, correct.
I'm guessing he's going to fail this, but let's find out.
It looks like quite an intelligent boar.
He's -2. He's a stupid boar.
Okay, he
God.
makes a saving throw.
He's
Great
an
genius
intelligent
boar.
boar. He's an intelligent boar.
He's a wizened boar.
He's a hyper-intelligent boar. So on the basis of him making that wisdom saving throw, that's when I then unleash the action surge, right? Because I really wanted to menace him. So
Yeah, did you use your bonus action yet?
no. I think I do the regular action, then another regular action, then the bonus action, right?
You would
That
do
would make
action,
sense.
bonus action, action surge, regular action. It's irrelevant. You can do it in any order you want.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll. Yeah, they're all the same anyway. They're all just attacks.
Yeah, exactly.
They're all
If
just
you were doing
attacks.
something different with your bonus action, I would ask you to do it after your action first.
Right. Fair enough. So yeah, let's shoot again. Pew pew.
Oh, I saw that 20 again. Okay, you hit.
Hits without the D4.
Damage.
Glorious.
Now, I believe Dmitriev and Florgal Snurp are the only ones who have not used their bless yet as well.
Right.
Yeah, I can't use it for anything worthwhile.
But
What bless?
Daka would get another bless this turn, right? Because I continued concentrating.
No, it just keeps going until you're.
Oh,
You
right,
need-
yeah,
You need to
I-
cast it again.
Right.
Affect Duck again.
Yep. So that's 12 damages to him altogether, and another wisdom saving throw. Oh, he's dead.
Completely unnecessary as you've riddled him with so many hand crossbow bolts. this thing looks like a porcupine on steroids.
See, this is dackering. This is fucking dackering. Right, now use the bonus one to shoot at this other asshole.
All of a sudden, Jimmy's having fun.
Yeah, right, so I've got to move
Range.
towards him now, actually. So I've
There you go. Yep.
1, 2, 3. Yep, that's 20 foot, isn't it? No, not that close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, so that's right. I'm in short range still.
You're within range. You're good.
Yep, and then
Shield me, Ducker.
God, I'm not shielding you, mate. I'm just shooting. I gotta hit this.
You're shielding me now.
Okay, that definitely
Beautiful. Roll for
hits.
damage.
Definitely hits.
Okay, now Daka's doing something finally, huh?
Okay, but we're definitely going to menacing again. This is the last superiority die to menacing this guy again. 4, so 12. 12 and a wisdom saving throw. Oh, stupid bow.
Okay, so he
This is
cannot
the dumb
move.
boar.
He cannot move towards you.
Nice.
All right, go ahead and end your turn. Flargo Snarp, you up next. Boy, Elliot, I hope there's not a boar in the darkness behind you. Huh?
yeah. It's all right. He can see in the dark. He's okay. I stayed near to the light. But Elliot's can see things.
All right, I'm gonna shoot the chromatic orb. Chromatic.
Your chromatic orb. Yep.
Yeah. And it's acid damage. No, poison damage. And I cast this as a second level spell.
Okay, so now this is an attack roll. So remember, you have the bless if you want to use that to add a 1d4 to it.
Okay, yeah, then I'll definitely do that.
Well, it depends. You may hit it with a 20 or something, and you won't need to
All
use
right.
it. You can
So
save it.
what do I press now? Do I press
Press
attack?
attack.
Normal. Right?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Beautiful. You hit him. Yep. Now roll
Alright,
for your
so
damage.
I don't need to use the blast. now.
Yep, exactly.
Wait, isn't it supposed to?
You should have.
At level
What did you roll?
At level 2, I rolled a 5 now, but I.
No, hold on.
at
But
level
did you
3
click the
two-
damage that was under the chromatic orb, or did you just roll a d8 from the bottom?
Chromatic orb damage rolled 1d8, but I'm supposed to roll 3d8.
Yeah, it says 3D. Yeah.
I know. Sometimes these things will. That's fine. Don't worry about that. Sometimes these things will flub a little bit. So If the attack hits, the creature takes 1d8. So at the bottom, 1, 2, 3, the third over from the left is the d8. It's next to the box. Click that twice and hit roll.
What? Where?
At the very,
bottom
very
right.
bottom on the right-hand side. It looks like all the dice shapes.
Is the third one D8? Oh,
Yep.
there.
Okay,
Yeah,
click it
says
twice. It'll
100.
say 2d8, then hit roll.
Yeah, cool. All right, cool.
So 10 points of damage.
Fuck's sake.
It's pretty shit from 3d8.
Oh, but there's a one more d8, right? Because it was a level 2.
So when you cast
These-
a spell slot of second or higher, the damage increases by 1d8 for each slot. So roll one more 1d8. I'll check the formula after we finish up today to make sure this is formulaic for you correctly.
No. The creature takes... Oh, yeah. Yeah, all right.
Because you cast it as a second.
Oh, yeah. So one more D8.
Well, hey.
So that's 15 plus the first one. No, wait. That was 2D8 for 5? Oh,
Yeah,
fuck's
2d
sake.
for 5, yeah. Diced.
Yep.
Diced.
Diced. All right, but you're beating the living tar out of this guy, right? And he
Yeah, he's poisoned as shit now.
Oh,
He's not edible.
Oh, yeah, he's not edible. Oh, man.
Oh, what?
Oh, what?
Have we lost Jack Bull, by the way?
Oh, there you are. Are we there?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that was weird. I had a little flub. I apologize. So anyway, yeah, he's not moving any closer to you, right?
Yeah, he's near death.
Yeah. He's scared.
All right, so go ahead and end your turn, and we're coming down to Dimitriov.
Oh, yeah,
Dimitriov.
sorry, my bad. I keep forgetting to end turn.
Yeah, it's really hard. The
What can I
ending
move?
turn is the hardest part of it, to be fair.
Literally.
I can move.
Oh, you can pop that out, though, which makes it
30
easier.
foot, which is 6 squares, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I have to come with you to hold the light up for you to hit this board.
And
Yeah,
then
if you right-click it, Daedal, it pops it out, which makes it easier. I think we've lost Jack Bull again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's frozen.
Completely.
Right when we were done killing the fucking boar, that's when he leaves us.
Like if I
There we go.
roll
Sorry about that,
the
yeah.
attack dice now.
Every now and then we get a little flub through here. So, Dimmy, you're up. I saw you move. I can still see the action.
Okay.
Sorry about that, boys.
No problem. Yeah, I recommend everybody right clicks on the swords thing, and then it pops it out, and then that makes it a lot easier to remember to end your turn.
Okay, so 13 hits. Roll for damage, Dimmy.
Hey. And then as
And
a
with that, the third boar falls to the ground with another great axe cleave right through it.
Hi, Dawkin!
What'd you say?
Dawkin!
Hadouken!
Dawkin! You know,
Oh,
Classic.
They say in the forest when
Classic-
they kill boars.
classic D&D.
Hadouken! Okay, so three boar lay
Proper
three
Scandi
three.
there, by the way.
Say again, Dadle.
It sounded proper Scandi.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I want to point out, gentlemen, that we're all still getting used to combat with your new character sheets. Obviously, in the future, you know now it will start moving faster as well as we pile through these combats. So, at your feet, you find you have these three dead boar. You don't hear Dimmy. You cast your hearing. You're checking the area as a good soldier would. You don't hear anything else other than, of course, some soft movement in the underbrush 50, 55, 60 feet away. That boom from that spell that Flargle cast not three rounds ago has scared everything from the squirrels to the birds within 300 feet in all directions for the most part. Three dead boars bleeding profusely from arrows, from acid splashes that have corroded away shoulders, to giant axe strikes that have cleaved them in two.
Let's make some kebabs, eh?
Sounds good.
There is actually a very good argument for cutting up some boar meat here, gentlemen, and if you so choose.
I think
You
one of
have
them's
2
good,
hours till
right?
daylight.
I think one's good. I think one got poisoned, or maybe it's
Yeah,
saved.
one near me. The one near me.
Poisoned. Yeah.
It's rancid, mate. It's rancid.
But we can chop up 2 then, can we? Glorious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, with the size of these boars, you could probably chop up about a quarter of one, and that would
We
be
can get
plenty
the
of
best bits.
scary.
We can get the best bits.
Look at these two. Look at these two. Like, they ain't gonna
That's
eat.
true. Not only that,
I like boar.
if you so chose, I mean, there's more than likely somebody's going to come across this campsite in the next day or two. Maybe the meat doesn't hold till then, but you could clean one of them and then kind of leave it by the fire for the next person coming by too.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that for the karma effect.
Yeah. Let's get some.
Anything else you want to do here while?
I'm just a huntsman anyway. Anyway, I'm a basic huntsman. So
I'll
Say
write a
again, Dana?
note and stick. I'll write a note saying poisoned and stick it in there.
That's fine. Yeah, you can do that. There is one that is poison.
It's nice.
Is that it, gentlemen? Are we gonna go back to camp and sleep the rest of the night? Are we gonna stay up till morning? What are our thoughts?
No, we need to rest. We
we need to rest. Jimmy.
Okay, so in order to show you guys how to,
I spunked all my points.
in order to show you guys how to use a long rest, if you open your character sheet, you will see the bed to the left bottom of your character. You will see like a little quarter filled hourglass and a little half filled hourglass. Click the half-filled hourglass. That is a long rest. There you go. And then that should now go into your features, and all of your points should be restored.
Yeah,
all of your spell slots should be restored. All of that.
Glorious.
Nice.
Dimitriev, you should have gotten healed out of that as well.
I did. I got the couple of bits that were missing. So I got the second win back, and I got
Yeah, you're now uninjured as well. You got all your hit points back.
I can recover half of my crossbow bolts, right? When I shoot things, is what I read. So I could search these boars, and get back half of the bolts that I shot. Oh, we've lost Jack Bull again.
Yeah.
I'll just speak to myself.
I think it's time for or when's that? The PC thing?
one more
PC
block.
thing. 9 it's at 9, isn't it? I think.
All
right.
right, 9-year time.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm back again. I apologize.
No problem, Jack Bull. I can search these boars, can't I, and get half of my crossbow bolts that I shot at them back.
Absolutely, you may, without a doubt.
Yep. I don't know how to do that on the sheet.
You should be able to just add, unless I have it locked, I can check. But you should just be able to add X amount of crossbow. So how many bolts did you fire? You have 20 in a quiver, right?
Yeah, I'm down to 13.
So 7. So you would get. So in this case, we'll round up. So you get 4 back.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I just literally don't know how to do it, and this is going to be...
Always round down, boys. Always round down.
Well, you round down for things like damage and all of that.
No, I was only
I'm okay
joking.
with rounding up if you're
I was only
selecting your.
joking.
Yeah, I've really got no idea how to add that. But let's carry on with everything else, and then...
Yeah, I'll make a note. You're fine.
Yeah.
What else are you going to be doing this evening there?
Eating some boar, telling some tales, asking Dadel about his background and what. Right. Oh, Dadel, thank you for saving me. Like, you're a great guy. Like, where are you from? And where you
Yeah,
at?
Flargle Snarp.
Flagel. Yeah.
Flagel.
Flagel.
Floral snort.
You performed pretty well on the battlefield there.
Well,
Where did you learn all that cool stuff?
you don't need to be sarcastic about it.
I'm not sarcastic.
Tap him on his head.
To be sarcastic.
I want to know. Like you surprised me how potent you were.
I love friendly fire.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're still ringing.
Jack Bull, you've dropped from the Zoom meeting.
Yeah, no, it's reloading right now, brother.
Cool.
It's almost as
Jimmy,
if I
come back
watched
to
a
come
Dadle
back
quiz
to the
stream at 6 a.m. in the morning.
I'll do this. Right.
Go on, gentlemen. What else are you doing this evening, if anything?
a rousing speech, like a little slap on the back, and like
An arousing speech.
I want to commend my comrades for
High five.
helping me. I want to commend Eliod for helping me out. I want to commend Dadel for helping me out. I give Dako a slight glance for nearly shooting me in the back of the skull.
Hey,
And
look, saved your ass, Dimrath.
I get very, very, very proud.
Okay, so everybody open up your character sheets. We're going to learn how to use the if you remember the advantages from role playing well.
Oh.
Do you remember how to open that up?
No.
Okay, so open your character sheet.
Yeah. Journal effects.
No, top right of your picture, there'll be a little die that says inspiration.
Oh, exhaustion.
So if you click that, it then starts to, I believe, glow or something along those lines.
Yeah.
It's obvious that it's available. So an inspiration is something that the DM is allowed to give out that awards good play, good role play, playing into your character. What this is basically an advantage roll on anything that you want to use. An advantage roll being you are able to roll 2 dice versus 1 and pick the better of them. You cannot use it for damage. You can only use it for things like attack hits, saving throws, skill checks, things like that. Does it make sense?
Yep.
So should we
have to
click
remind
it
me.
or?
Yes, you click it so that it becomes active on your sheet. Then when you use it, you click it and it becomes inactive. It
So-
reminds you that it's there to use.
So you're saying you've given us all inspiration?
I've given you all inspiration.
And after Dimmy's done his big speech, can I do some tinkering? I'm not sure if I'm allowed or not. Is the only thing.
No, you can do whatever you'd like. Absolutely.
Well, I'd like to do some tinkering, but I need to spend 10 gold worth of materials. So like, I'm not sure. Do I have those materials? Should I have bought some when I was in town?
So what are you trying to do? Give us a little breakdown.
Yeah, so I'd like to. I'm a bit of a tinkerer, and I'd like to make a clockwork toy. I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
what
a
will
clockwork toy.
said toy do?
It just putters about on the floor. You put it down on the floor. It moves 5 feet randomly every turn. I'm a bit.
Okay, so you go ahead.
I'm a bit concerned about what's happening, tomorrow. I want a full toolbox, full bag of tricks, just in case we need a clockwork toy.
Absolutely. I'll say that you're a tinkerer. You're part of the artisan guild. You're going to have some small parts in your backpack, right?
Yeah.
You're not exactly building a mech. 40 ton mech. You're building a little. I don't know. What will it be? What kind of a small animal are you building?
Clockwork squirrel.
Does it have hands?
Little claws.
Okay, perfect. So you're going to build a clockwork squirrel. This 2 hours that it takes for the sun to come up, right? You're going to sit down and. Does anybody else notice this? Does anybody else start asking any questions? What's going through their head of the rest of the party here?
No, I'm very, 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 very curious and pay full attention to what Elliot's doing. But I'm not asking questions. I'm just enchanted by it.
I'm already asleep. I'm out like a light.
Yeah, I'm
it just goes right to sleep again. Wow.
I'm exhausted. I'm like, I got beaten up pretty bad at some points in that as well. So I'm just chilling.
Do we
Okay,
get
so-
experience for killing the boars?
Yeah, I'm going to be tracking all that for you. Don't worry about that.
All right.
Let me move old Demetrio over to the party here. So sun comes up. I'm not sure if you can. You should be able to see it on your maps now. And Ellie, is there a skill roll that goes along with this?
I don't think so. It just says spend 1 hour and 10 gold worth of materials.
Okay. Is there anything special that you would like for this clockwork squirrel to do? Something minor, but that may have an implication of some kind.
Could it make a little squirrel chirping noise as it moves? Or...
Okay, so we're good with this, Dimmy. If you make a DC,
maybe
you're a guild artisan.
A clacking noise as it opens, it closes, it claws.
Okay, a little clawing noise. So if you make a DC, we'll say that's pretty simple. So we'll just say a straight DC 10, and you should be able to open your artisan's tools, and there should be a roll.
my tools made my inventory, right?
Yep, your tools.
Yeah, I have intelligence or wait, so I use Tinker's tools, I guess. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So normal roll.
Normal roll. If you roll a 12 or better, you will have successfully a 10. Okay, so you tinker with this thing. The thing does little backflips. It does little hobbly steps right and left, but the claws just don't seem to connect together correctly.
It's jammed open.
There you go. They're jammed open, but they are nonetheless there. All right. As the sun comes up, is there anything else that you gentlemen want to do before heading off?
I want to see if I can get one of the tusks.
Tusks. We've all had the same idea because we all haven't read what Randy Tanner said. We all just suddenly hit by a bolt of inspiration and think, wow, wouldn't getting all of these tusks be a good idea?
Okay, perfect. So you get now these tusks are something else, right? I'm not going to call them, elephant tusks by any means as far as like the length. But they're somewhere between a large boar, and an elephant, right? They're protruding. They're overly large.
So
when Jimmy got hit by these things, say again.
Are they bigger than I am?
No. They're about a foot long, so they'd be considered large for you. Yes, you would wield them as a goblin would wield a baseball bat.
Yeah.
But these tusks are in pristine shape, and by that I mean, man, they do have a tint of red. But I mean, if you've ever seen, the look of an animal in the forest, there's always some browning. Obviously boars don't brush their teeth, right? These are pristine, friggin' tusks. There's no damage to them. There's no browning. There's no cellulosic loss. Nothing. They're just perfect tusks as you pry them loose from the jaws, and there's 6 total.
I reckon that really intelligent boar brushed its teeth.
No, he's wizened, Elliot. He wasn't intelligent. He was wise.
Oh, okay.
He made a wisdom save.
Fair.
So, Dmitriev, do you want to should we both carry 2 and then the little ones carry 1 each, and then that's...
I think that's...
You guys could easily put these, each of you, one of you could put all 6 in your backpack if you wanted. They're not...
No,
they're like I said, they're a foot long, they're slightly curved, they're not going to take up a tremendous amount of space.
How much do they weigh? Because you can only carry 15 times your body weight, right? So
15 times your body weight? Holy
They're maybe half a pound each. They're not big.
No, it's not your body weight, is it? It's like 15 times 3. It's your strength by 5 or something.
Yeah,
so goblins and gnomes can carry just as much as humans.
Yeah, when it told me to choose a backpack, the backpack would weigh like 4 times what I weigh.
If you go to your inventory screens
to scale.
If you go to your inventory screen at the bottom, you'll see what you're actually carrying in weight versus how much your maximum is.
Okay, so we'll just take me and Jim will take 2. You guys can take 1 each, and then
thanks.
Wow, that's awful polite of you, Dim.
Well,
that's fair,
but
I think
we all contribute the same amount to killing the boars, right?
We can split the money when we sell it, but just for carrying.
At the end of the day, Eliod Nom.
The Nom.
All of our money is in his safety deposit box. So what is the difference? Like
exactly, yeah. Come on.
We're gonna share it all out. I swear to you, you saved my life, like right there.
We're not gonna share it.
We will share it once we get to where we need to get. We'll share it all out and we'll have a good time. Like that's what I'm saying.
Very well, I will take your word for it, Dmitriev.
And I swear by the trees and forest that I will.
So we're a forest guy, right?
I am. I'm an X-Man.
I swear by the trees in the forest that I cut down daily.
Hang on a second.
I'm a forest guy. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw a bone at you guys. Is anybody taking any blood samples? Is anybody grabbing
soil? Are we anywhere near the manor though? Are we actually?
No,
near the manor?
You're not going to get soil yet, but this is obviously something that this is very strange, right?
Yeah, it's supernatural.
Freakishly large boars.
Yeah, it's supernatural.
Freakishly large boars. They're red tinted.
Yeah.
You already took the test, which is a good start.
I should probably take the blood samples, being the sorcerer.
Okay, so you flip out a couple of small flasks, right? Maybe 3 or 4 ounces of blood, 6 ounces of blood in each room. Nothing major, but nothing small, right?
I'm just having a kebab.
Nice.
That's why Jimmy's already cooking the meat.
God.
We could cut. I'll cut an
Doing it
ear off.
before the-
I'll cut an ear off. There you go. I'll cut an ear off.
Why are you
Okay,
cutting
that's
the ear
fine.
off?
That'll have a bit of, like-
Oh my god!
That'll have a bit
No,
of
honestly,
flavour.
Before
think about it,
before
right?
we-
Honestly, any samples of hides? Do you want to
Yeah.
cut like maybe a 1 foot by 1 foot skin?
Yeah, well, I thought an ear was a more normal thing to do, but I mean, I thought
Yeah,
if we've got
Oh
got
yeah, well normal, Jim. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I mean,
fair,
if you
isn't it?
think
when you murder
about it,
something,
yeah.
you cut their ears off.
yeah, haven't you seen Universal Soldier? Of course you do.
Of course.
What
Why
did you
we
say?
think of that? It's the obvious course of action.
Yeah.
Can I take some berries and like twigs and stuff from that bush that first boar was in, or maybe several of the bushes? There's a bunch of bushes. Oh wait, I can see all this now, right? All these bushes. It's daytime, isn't it?
It's daytime,
Oh wait,
yeah, we can see
Jack was
everything.
gone.
Mate.
Dead bulls.
Want some
As the
berries?
huntsman, I walk over to the boar's shit and I just scoop it up in my hands and I go,
Oh God, dude.
and then I
Smells like
and
victory.
I'm like, these aren't normal boars. I'm like, there's something sinister going on, and I inhale the scent, and I turn to Dadle and I'm like, have a sniff, Dadle, like Flarg, does this smell normal to you?
Nope.
And turn to Elliot. I'm like, smell this.
I put my hand out. You have a talent for perception, Dimitriov. I'll trust your nose.
Daka, get a load of this.
I'm not gonna smell it.
Come on.
I'm gonna go, mate. They're fucking 15 foot tall. They're fucking red.
we go.
They've tried
Sorry
to
about that,
fucking
boys.
murder us. I can safely. I don't need to smell its poop to know that it's not a normal boar.
I'm glad I missed. I'm glad I missed that aspect of the conversation, boys.
Oh, you're not.
But maybe you could sell it. Maybe you could sell it in the.
Like, it's
maybe you could sell
coffee.
that
It's
poop.
like modern age coffee. Like, you know, really like bull dung.
Yeah, maybe you could sell that poop.
Oh, he's
Magical
gone again.
boar poop.
He's gone again.
He's gone again.
Yeah, it didn't smell right for any of the viewers that were watching. It smelled pretty bad.
Fucking hell.
After seeing these boars, are we any closer? Do we have any idea? Like, do people have theories, like werewolves or something? What are we thinking? What caused these disappearances?
Well, that's it. I mean, I think it could be some kind of like, supernatural or whatever thing, something, and then, obviously these seem related, don't they? These giant boars. If we weren't hardy adventurers and 4 of us working perfectly as a team, we would, like, if that Dimitriov got hurt a lot, and he's an experienced forest warrior, so if this was just a random band of travellers, they'd have been mincemeat, wouldn't they? Absolute fucking mincemeat.
Maybe it was the boars. We've solved it. Job done. It's time to go home.
Well, or maybe this is the we need a lot of evidence, don't we, for Oriolensis? Yeah,
I mean, we could cash
true,
in on
that's
the board.
true. We still haven't got the carrot yet either.
We could just turn back now and produce this and say it was the boars we got them, but maybe we could, that wouldn't be so good for D&D, would it? So
I mean, judging
Whoa!
Mate,
Stay counter.
Daka, judging by the sense that I smell in the feces, I think there's more. I think there's more to this than just the balls.
well, we've ordered a long rest, so we might as well have a look. We've got all of our combat abilities, haven't we? So maybe we should have a look at the manor.
Yeah, I smelt something rancid in the air.
We were paid to look at the manor as well, and at the end of the day, if we came back and then they found out that the brothers hadn't seen us or whatever, then they might hate us. So we've got to do what we were paid to do. Let's go and investigate the manor.
So, Dimmy,
Dimitriov.
Dimitri, I know, but I'm talking to Dimmy. So give me a perception check with advantage. Since you picked up the shit and decided to root your face in it. And I apologize,
Is that
gentlemen.
not
I'm not
normal?
sure. We got another hiccup there.
Yeah, no problem.
Perception.
Remember, with
Perception
advantage.
With advantage, right? Okay.
Right? You've smelled a lot of shit in your day.
Oh, I don't smell
Okay,
that.
so because it's an advantage, you take the higher of the two, which is a 10. So this is a little bit different, right? You don't glean a hell of a lot of information, but these boars have been on a solid meat diet. You don't see any. You don't see any roots.
Sweet
You don't
corn.
see any berries. You don't see little parts of datil. No, you don't see.
Oh shit!
We'll never know what you don't see.
You don't see. You don't see shit.
You don't see.
Oh man.
They're carnivore boars.
Mm.
Omnivore.
Man eaters. Man eaters.
Yeah, some kind of like something making things eat things.
But they're at least like the fact that they're shit means that they are at least like real animals and not like
not dead boars or something.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, they're just with all these. We had those freezes last week, and they're still doing some repairs to the internet in other neighborhoods, and it's been flubbing with us a little bit. So,
Yep, no worries.
so you don't see any.
Pretty good face.
That was perfect. That was perfect. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah. Well, while we're waiting for
I reckon
Jack
it's
Bull to return.
Eliod's tinfoil hat that's
Yeah.
affected. Jack Bull's internet.
Deflecting the Wi-Fi.
If you enjoyed yourself, Eliod.
Yeah, it was good. I assume we're pretty close to wrapping up, right? I've got
yeah.
15 minutes or so. Oh shit!
Oh,
He's
he's
gone
gone.
completely. Well, in that case, we will wrap it up. Oh, is he back? No, he's not. Yeah, I guess with problems with like it's messed up this now, and he's had a lot of problems, hasn't he, Jack Bull, with disconnecting. So we can wrap up the YouTube video there, and hopefully we'll be able to get it all sorted and that. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and stay fantastic.
And say who your favourite character is, Dimitri.
Yeah. Leave your favourite character in the comments and why it's Dak.